I'm Gloria, and in the past 2 years, I built a UGC business that brings in 10K plus a month consistently. No followers, no viral luck, just strategy, structure, and a little bit of stubbornness. But let me take you back. I was a broke, burnt out high school student working at Walmart, feeling invisible and honestly kind of hopeless. I was tired of feeling stuck and tired of watching everyone else live the life that I wanted. So I made a decision. I stopped waiting for someone else to give me permission and figured this UGC thing out step by step. Fast forward now, I've not only built a full-time income doing what I love, but I've helped tons of other creators go from gifted to paid, from doubting themselves to landing dream collabs and building income that they can control. This video right here, it's the blueprint. I took everything I've learned over the past 2 years, all the hard lessons, all the systems that actually work, and broke it down in a way that makes sense. This isn't fluff or surface level tips. I made this to genuinely help the person I used to be. So here's the truth. If you can't give yourself 4 hours to learn and apply something that could shift your whole trajectory, I don't know what to say. Put your phone in the other room, grab a notebook, and give this your full attention. Study it like your next move depends on it, because it might. Let's jump right in. Hey guys, welcome to the full UGC masterclass. Today we're going to be talking about 5 different pillars. Pillar number 1, UGC intro. What is UGC and why is it the best? Number 2, how and where to begin. Number 3, negotiation strategies in UGC creation. Number 4, turn one-time deals into monthly reoccurring retainers. Number 5, mindset of a 5 to 10K per month UGC creator. So let's jump right in. So the first things first here, UGC intro. Why is UGC the best? So first of all, my story. I actually started, working at a restaurant in Walmart in high school. So I started my entrepreneurship journey literally working at a restaurant and Walmart as a high school student. So if you are in a similar position, I feel you 100%. When I was 16 years old, I started my first business, which was a social media marketing agency. I scaled it to 20K per month and decided to call it quits because I was underappreciated and overworked. Later on, I went all in on UGC. I scaled my UGC business to 7K to 11K per month consistently as a teenager. And I'm still a teenager, by the way. I'm still 19 years old. And now I still do UGC, but also help creators do the same thing. So I guess my story is like a mixture of like a business background, but also mixing that with like a creator background. So I am like a creative entrepreneur in a sense. And that's kind of how I came up with these methods and this way to scale my business very, very fast as a creator. So I guess like the next topic is like, why UGC? Gloria, why not drop shipping? Why not start another social media marketing agency? Why not like affiliate marketing? Right? Why not these other things? Why UGC? And the truth is that I wanted a lifestyle business. I didn't want to work 12-hour days, 7 days a week anymore. I wanted to build an income so simple. All I really needed was a phone, and I wanted to travel and keep things simple and low stress, and that's what I did. What I also wanted was high ticket payments, $500 to 1.5K plus per client. I wanted flexibility to work 2 to 4 hours a day. And then I also wanted location freedom to travel wherever I wanted to, or be wherever I want, or live wherever I want. So the benefits of UGC and what really complements that lifestyle that I wanted personally is that you can work from home or remotely. You get free products in the mail. You can be creative in your work, and your work is actually fun. It's fulfilling and it's fun. You don't need followers to be a UGC creator or a successful UGC creator. You don't need to be an influencer. You don't need to post on your own feed. You don't need experience. You don't need crazy equipment, and you can learn it for free. So I guess like, who is UGC for then? Okay, UGC has all of these benefits, but who is it for? Is it for me? I believe UGC is actually for anyone. And most people that are or become UGC creators or are looking to become UGC creators like yourself may fall into one of these categories. So either you've had a failed side gig, whether it's Amazon books, Amazon reviews, dropshipping, network/affiliate marketing, SMA, and many more just online gigs that just did not work out for you. Also, stay-at-home moms. It's really popular. Content creation is really popular for stay-at-home moms. Full-time students, 9-to-5ers who want to quit their 9-to-5 and go UGC full-time, and anyone who wants to work 100% online. So Gloria, you did describe me. Or Gloria, I'm not one of these categories, but I still really want to learn UGC. What is it and why is it needed? So UGC, user-generated content, is a video created by someone using a brand or company's products or service and creating content and videos around it. This style of content is proven to perform 2 to 4 times better than traditional studio ads and videos because the user comes off more relatable and trustworthy through the video. Brands get higher return. Users get paid to create compelling content for these brands to use in marketing material, whether it's to post on feeds, ads, put on product pages, websites, etc. Most times you're in control of the planning, filming, scripting, editing. Sometimes brands agencies will take care of one or more. Alleviates the cost of full studio marketing and turns it mobile around the world. Guys, I don't think you're comprehending how powerful that is for brands in this day and age. It also gained popularity beginning of COVID time, so around 2020, and is only growing. 137,000 brands and companies are started daily, according to Google. There's a lot of opportunity for UGC creators, but it's really, really needed by brands because it's one of the number one ways. It's definitely a top way to market your brand here in 2025 and going forth. It's not going to die down anytime soon. It's just getting started. So some hidden benefits of becoming a UGC creator is developing skills, sales, marketing, editing, content creation, copywriting, and even high income skills. UGC is a high income skill in itself because content creation, creating content that converts, is a high income skill in itself. Also, sales is a high income skill, marketing, content creation is a high income skill, copywriting is a high income skill. So essentially these are skills you use forever, build another business with, build other businesses with, add on to your business with, and help you become financially independent forever because you are performance-based and have complete control over yourself and over your skills that make you money. And the power in that is insane. The biggest misconception in the UGC industry is that you need to create cute videos instead of solving brands' revenue problems, right? Creating cute videos is not even 1% of UGC. Really, we need to dig down and figure out why a brand needs UGC in the first place so we can solve their problem with UGC. So we're solving the brand's problems. And most times it actually is a revenue problem. You're not just creating silly videos for brands, you're putting together a strategically made video to generate more reach or revenue for the brand, no in between. So, real, relatable, and trust building, that's what your UGC needs to be. Performance-driven wins. UGC is the beginning, not the end. Remember to go in with an open mind. As you continue to master UGC, you may really like it, but you may also see other gaps in the market you can help close by offering additional services as a creator. So turning yourself into an agency, becoming a professional or business owner in any topic related to UGC, you can grow into your own UGC identity and persona here. There's so many ways you can grow as a business owner by starting as a UGC creator. Everyone's journey is different. Passions and takeaways will be different, but find your passion and find a gap in the industry as you're a creator and do your duty to fulfill. You will get paid in equal proportion to how big the problems you solve are. So remember that. Now let's move on to the business and the basics. And this is where most people procrastinate and overthink. So let's simplify it and make it super, super easy for you guys. So the main 9 types of UGC include testimonial, problem solution, product demonstration, review testimonial, unboxing, daily routine, before and after results, aesthetic, and green screen. And why I highlighted and why I bolded problem solution is because it's actually the best type of video to create for a brand that's looking for a conversion-driven video. Most brands are actually looking for this. You got to ask the brand this, but really, this is the best way to make a video that's conversion-driven and that actually drives sales through the UGC video that you create for the brand. So moving on here, let's talk about what brands are looking for versus what most creators do and think that brands are looking for. So essentially brands are looking for conversion-driven content, but most creators create cute or overlay aesthetic videos. Brands are looking for easy to work with creators, but most creators are highly creative, but they add chaotic editing, chaotic personalities. A lot of creators are overly cautious about how they come off on camera, which makes them come off worse. When we're on camera, guys, we have to make sure that we're not in our head and we're in a flow state. I'll walk you through that later on. But make sure we're not overthinking things because that will show up in the videos. Brands just want you to be easy to work with. That's all. And to be easy to work with, you have to be easy to work with yourself first. So remember that. Brands want clear messaging. Creators deliver random transitions or effects, right? Brands want strong hooks and call to actions. Creators create long intros or slow storytelling, or maybe even not any storytelling. Brands want problem solution frameworks, and creators deliver vague lifestyle montages and unboxings. Unboxings are out. I'm so sorry. We have to get more creative. It is 2025. You are called a creator for a reason. Brands want on-brand visuals and tone. Creators deliver super artistic edits that don't match the brand vibe. Brands want fast turnaround times. And creators deliver their deliverables 2 to 3 weeks later because they can't figure out how to sort out the system and batch create content for brands to make it super, super simple and streamlined. Brands want creators who understand strategy. And most creators just shoot and send. They don't have any strategy. They don't know anything about marketing. A UGC is literally a niche in digital marketing. Brands want data-informed content and revisions based on feedback to make sure that the video can be posted. But most creators just offer creativity. Most creators charge extra for revisions. Most creators do it their way instead of tailoring their service to their clients. Brands want authenticity. Creators oftentimes act or overdo it. They have bad acting or they overdo it. Brands want smooth and fluent voiceovers. And a lot of creators deliver that robot-sounding fake voiceover. Brands want realistic expectations and communication. Just be honest with them. And most creators don't answer their emails within a reasonable time. Brands want organized systems, naming files, sending drafts, and creators like to just randomly drop no structure, no context, no anything. Brands want performance, and creators want praise, attention. Brands care about ROI, and creators often care about likes, attention, and making the video aesthetic or looking cute and pretty. And there's a difference between aesthetic and clean. Let me say that again. There's a difference between aesthetic and clean. So right now I'm going to show you a quick clip that's going to help you dissect and help you understand how to create winning UGC. I'm going to talk you through a framework that's going to help you create UGC the right way, that's conversion driven, so brands come back for more. So guys, I'm now walking you through winning UGC videos I've created for brands. So let's jump into number 1. This first one, it got I think a 2 to 4x ROI. It was for a marketing agency. You need to hear this if you're a real estate investor creating content. We'll turn you into a social media influencer generating millions of views and thousands of followers, just like we did for our client Ron, who got over 60K plus followers and 38 million plus views in just 90 days of working with us. Right now, you're probably posting content and stuck in that 200 view jail, lacking the time to script, edit, and consistently post content to grow your page. Or maybe you don't understand or don't even want to understand how to go viral. Our proven viral formula is backed by over 500 million organic views specifically for real estate investors. We'll handle all your content strategy, videography, editing, posting, and data tracking so you can reclaim your time and focus on your business. Just like Sam, one of the many we've helped, who got 1 million views within 6 days of working with us. The best part, we guarantee 1 million organic views within 90 days or your money back. Don't miss the chance to grow your brand in 2025. Click the button below to learn more. So that concludes the video. Overall, the video was really, really good with the colors. Look at, I have color lights behind me. I'm not telling you guys to buy colored lights, right? But what I'm saying is get creative with how you're filming. As opposed to just filming in your living room. Where can you film that will make your video more engaging, right? So I put lights up. I bought lights and I put them up specifically for this collab, right? Second of all, the editing was top tier. I didn't edit this. The company I was working with actually had their own team of editors and they edited this, but take away things from the editing. It's very jumpy. It's very bouncy. There's no there's no extra spaces between sentences, right? Even a split second is cut off to make sure sentences collide smoothly. Even the sound effects, very, very smooth and satisfying. Psychologically, that could really, really help. So add the sound effects to your UGC videos. My demeanor and tone. Hear this if you're a real estate investor creating. Right? I'm whispering at the beginning, right? That's different. That makes someone stop scrolling. My tone was excited and chill the whole time. It was like a confident, charismatic version of myself, right? You have to adapt that version of yourself, right? You have to become who you say you're going to be on paper for the UGC video. You have to mentally become that person so you can film the video. It's like acting. You have to mentally become that person. Content will turn you into a social media. My shirt, right, is just a plain shirt. There's no logos, nothing like that. I had my hair down normal. It doesn't matter if your hair is up or down. It's just like make it simple, right? The video is not about your hair. The video is about, the product or the service. Media influencer generating millions of views and thousands of followers, just like I'm using enthusiasm and I'm using fluency in my voice. When I'm really excited, when I'm on a part in the ad where I'm really, really, really excited, I'm going to show it in my voice, right? But when I'm on the part where I'm like, it's like I'm talking about the pain points, I'm going to be like, I was frustrated, I was mad. You're going to, like, when you're talking about pain points, feel the emotions of the pain points in your voice. And when you're excited, feel the excitement, because you're psychologically telling the viewer, hey, feel this way, and they're going through an emotional roller coaster with you, and it's a dopamine hit as well. We did for our client Ron, who got over 60K plus followers and 38 million plus views in just 90 days of working with us. Right now, you're probably posting content and stuck in that 200 view jail, lacking the time to script, edit, and consistently post content to grow your page, or maybe you don't understand or don't even. And it's okay to be like silly or funny in your videos to show off your personality, but don't do it too much to the point where your personality is overwhelming, right? Stick to the main point, stick to the straight line about what the video is about, but it's okay to add tiny tidbits of your personality in there to make it more engaging overall. So it's kind of the cherry on top, and it's not the cake, which is the actual script and the actual acting. So hopefully this helps. That was ad 1. Let's jump to ad 2. Here's video number 2. This is a bath bomb company, so like a body care company. What happened with this one is they actually asked me, this is like my first collab with them. This brand asked me for, organic footage so they can like post it, but it performed so well, they actually started boosting it, and they actually started to run it as ads, and it did really, really well. So that's a good sign as well. If you post your UGC, or the brand posts it and it does really well there, it's probably going to do really well as an ad as well. So let's just jump right in. I canceled my spa appointment because this gorgeous bath bomb brought the spa straight to me. Lately, I've been so stressed with work, and honestly, it's just that time of year. So I decided to try the Lavish Goats Foamy Blue Popsicle Bath Bomb, and let me tell you, I'm never going back. Within minutes, my stress melted away. The refreshing aroma of this bath bomb instantly transported me into a serene seaside retreat. I needed some me time, and this made it 10 times better. It's the perfect mix of fun and luxury, and the best part, there are no harsh chemicals in these vibrant colors, only natural ingredients. The bath isn't just soothing away my stress, it's turning my soak into the ultimate relaxing experience. The beautiful blue water is a whole vibe. And the best part, they have so many more colors to choose from. I could seriously stay in the bath for hours. Do yourself a favor and try one now. So this one performed very well because, first of all, like, look at the hook. If you don't have a good hook on your videos are actually going to flop, because to determine if they're going to watch the rest of the video, you need a good hook. If it's not online, you're not going to get views. So I canceled my spa appointment. Get a beautiful bath bomb that's bubbly. It's what's the word? Satisfying. So it's satisfying. My hands in there. It's just an interesting shot, and I compiled a bunch of shots. Because this gorgeous bath bomb brought the spa straight to me. Lately, I've been so stressed. Right? And that's only the first 5 seconds. There's 5 shots in 5 seconds. So why this video performed so well is because it was so dynamic, and I just shoved so many different shots, and of this relating to my life, of this of different shots of me in the video. It performed very well because people were engaged, and I'm solving a problem, right? This video performed well because bath bombs help with stress and relaxing, right? So what you can do is make a video. This video solved a problem and it was super engaging and colorful at the same time. It really complemented the brand because the brand's main colors were like pink and blue, like these bright pink and blue colors. I made sure that this video matched their feed, and I made sure this video matched their branding to overall help with that as well. That's why the brand loved it. So even
stressed with work, and honestly, it's just that time of year. So I decided,
boom, there's 2 shots of me frustrated. So when I'm talking about, I was frustrated, right? You can feel it in my voice and my voiceover that I was frustrated, right? So I'm showing shots of me frustrated to tell the story, because you can tell a story just through like with clips. You don't even need a voiceover to tell stories. So you could really, really shape the story with all of the clips. If you said something over voiceover and you're like, no, I don't want it to come off like that, I want it to come off differently, you can put a different clip behind, right? And make it come off differently through the storytelling in the footage. So the footage really, really, really does matter. And that's how you see if the video is going to be, and that's how you make like a solid video. I also put a call to action at the end.
do yourself a favor and try one now.
Do yourself a favor and try one now. It was going to be posted organically. So there's no like click learn more down below or anything, or click buy now below, but it's more of like it's a go get one now, meaning yes, it could be put on an ad as a call to action, and it could be put organically as a call to action. So every single video you create, no matter if it's organic, no matter if it's paid ads, it should say, have a call to action, some shape or form on there. All right, let's jump to the next one. Hey guys, welcome to video number 3. Same as the last company. This video was meant for organic. They're like organic and paid ads, right? They posted organically. It did pretty well. 15K views organically on like almost a dead account. We got a bunch of comments, and then they started boosting it and running as ads. They loved it. So let's just jump right in.
Cramps.
By the way, it's for a hormonal balance cream for women.
Bloating, mood swings. What if one natural product could change everything? As women, we go through a lot when it comes to our cycles. I used to suffer from bloating, cramps, muscle pain, and even horrible moods. Then I found a completely natural and organic cream to help with my PMS, and it completely changed the game. I apply a dime-sized amount of the Indian Meadow Herbals Rich Wild Yam Root Cream to my stomach, and my cramps have almost completely disappeared. I'm tired of the so-called solutions that aren't natural and healthy, because that's what my body truly needs, an antidote. I trust this cream with my cramps and muscle pain because it's made with organically grown herbs, no preservatives, and clean wild yam root, helping me balance my hormones. The coolest part, it helps relieve both PMS and menopausal symptoms and contains no estrogen, softly allowing my body to claim its own healthy hormonal balance. Don't suffer through one more cycle, ladies. Try this now.
So the brand loved this. The feedback I got was amazing. They're like, Gloria, this is absolutely amazing. But either way, this video performed for many different reasons. First of all,
cramps, bloating, moods.
I'm holding my stomach. I'm making, like, at the beginning, it's interesting. There's no other video online like that, or like there's very little videos like that. So make the hook different and make the hook like it's like something that people don't see often or seen before, because they're gonna stop scrolling, right? So I'm like, cramps, right? Obviously you're gonna stop scrolling at that, right? And I'm showing the pain, right? Because when I do that, you feel it a little bit. And I'm putting emotion in the viewer's mind.
Swings. What if one natural product could change everything?
And guys, it's like not that deep either. Just cramps, like hold your stomach for cramps, take a video, put it on there, right? When I'm showing that I'm annoyed or
could change everything,
or struggling with cramps, just do a video of you struggling with cramps, right?
As women, we go through a lot when it comes to
I did a lot of dynamic shots of me on runs. This is like footage from like a year ago, like a year prior to me making this video, but I had them in my camera roll. So it's okay to like put like other footage. It's okay to put like other footage in these to make them more engaging. And also there's like that emotional music in the background. It really sets the mood for what this product resembles and what this product is about.
Our cycles. I used to suffer from bloating, cramps, muscle pain, and even
3 different clips of me exercising
and horrible moods. Then I found a completely natural and organic cream to help with my PMS, and I did some beautiful shots of like the actual product, and take a look at completely changed the game. I apply a dime size amount of the Indian Meadow Herbals Rich Wild Yam Root Cream to my stomach, and my cramps have almost completely. I'm showing the product here. By the way, this is a product solution video. I do 90% of my videos are product solution because I know how to pull them off. Product solution are the most effective for paid ads. Completely disappeared. I'm tired of the so-called solutions that aren't natural and healthy, because that's what my body truly needs, an antidote. I just screamed with my cramps and muscle pain. That was a beautiful swipe, right? It's really, really good to show this, how satisfying the product is. I wanted to show the cream. The brand's like, this cream is so smooth, we need to show it. I'm like, yes, I'll show it, right? So the cream, I showed it, and you can almost feel the texture through the video. Because it's made with organically grown herbs, no preservatives, and clean wild yam root, helping me balance my hormones. The coolest part, helps relieve both PMS. Make sure you add in a variety of shots, some with your face, some with like demoing the product. Right? There's so much footage packed in here. This video probably took me like 3 hours to make, to be honest. But there's so much footage in here. The brand like is going to come back for more. You know, they said they're coming back for more because like there's so much footage in here, and the footage is very dynamic between shots. So 1 second I was holding the product by my head, smiling, right? The next I was like trying it on. The next I was outside running because I was getting cramps or something like that. So it's like, be dynamic with the shots. And menopausal symptoms, and contains no estrogen, softly allowing my body to claim its own healthy hormonal balance. Don't suffer through one more cycle, ladies. Try this now. Boom. There we go. Now, after we dissected all of that UGC, you guys are probably wondering, like, how do I create that kind of UGC? How do I create UGC that performs that well? And that's the question of the century, isn't it? So what we need to understand is the strategic UGC framework. This is a framework I've made over the past like 3 years in my marketing, background, business and marketing background. It's actually proven in like 7+ different industries for UGC specifically that I've like created UGC for. And I've helped I've made like over 750 plus UGC ads at this point with this framework. So it works. We're using psychology. This literally helps your videos go from like strategic and powerful and conversion driven instead of cute, aesthetic, and, just slap them on your page, slap the UGC on your page and just go from there. Right? It's more of like a strategy. It's more pointed to help brands actually get a tangible result from your UGC. So essentially, this is kind of how it works. And it's designed to turn viewers into paying customers. Remember that. And this is how you pitch yourself on a brand call. And this is how you position yourself as a UGC creator, different from everyone else, because you actually create conversion-driven content, right? So essentially, this is how you create UGC with it. So what you need to do is understand that every single UGC video has 5 pillars to it, 5 parts to it. Number 1 is the hook. Number 2 is the problem. Number 3 is the solution. Number 4 is the benefits. Number 5 is the call to action. A powerful hook that stops viewers from scrolling consists of 4 parts. A visual hook. That video you just saw of me holding my stomach, that's a visual hook, right? Text hook, which could be a caption or it could be a headline. Hey, are you struggling with this? Something like that. Something relevant to the video. Number 3 is music. There's music in the background, right? And number 4 is caption hook. The caption hook is separate from the video, but I encourage you to teach your clients about caption hooks, because if that video is for organic, right, or something like that, you could say right on the caption, hey, click the link in bio for more, comment XYZ for this product, something like that. And that's in the caption. So for example, on Instagram, if you scroll on a video on Instagram on Reels and you look at the video and you want to learn more and you look at the caption and it says comment XYZ right there, right on top, that makes it stupid simple for someone to follow the purchasing path and get this product in their hands. So number 2 is the problem. And one way or another, your product's ability to solve a specific problem must be clearly communicated. Meaning that, okay, for that wild yam root cream,
What it does is it balances hormones. It gets rid of period cramps. So really what you could do is like the problem is already there. And I really, really outlined the problem in that video, right? Oh, I was cramps. I'm not in a good mood, angry, like my hormones aren't balanced. So I show that clearly in the video. And why do we do that? Because people relate to problems, not the solution, because they're not in the state of having the solution. They're in the state of having the problem. So the more that we outline the problem and talk through, this is what I was struggling with, before we get to the solution, people will be like, okay, she does relate to me. This is authentic, something like that. The solution and the positive outcome of using the product must be clearly highlighted, showing how it resolves the problem and it improves the situation. Meaning, okay, the solution is this, right? So we're going to introduce the product there, if not done already, in here. We're going to introduce the solution, which is the product, and then we're going to walk through the exact feelings, the exact situation I was in after I implemented the solution. So we're going to show the product, and then we're going to be like, okay, I'm happier now. I don't have period cramps. And then you have to ask yourself that question, how can I convey that in the story, in video format, to tell the story? So you have to show emotions on your face, in the footage, make people feel happier, have happier music at that part. It's strategy, guys. It's strategy. Benefits. Benefits and solution are different. The solution is, hey, this is the exact outcome I got from using this product. The benefits is that, hey, this product is vegan, cruelty-free. There's antioxidants in it instead of parabens, right? It's completely organic. It's so clean you can eat it. That's benefits to the product. Just like the add-ons to make the video better and to tie the bow on the video. And the call to action is what you say at the very end. Hey, this is how you get it. This is the purchasing path, essentially, on how you get the product in your hands. So you have to tell them. A couple call to actions would be, click the button below to grab yours now. Click learn more down below to learn more about, generating more income for your business. Go get yours now. Try this now. You can do some things more vague if you don't really know exactly where the video is going to be put. Or you can do things more, strategic and more pointed if you know for a fact it's going to be on a paid ad. And that's between you and the brand communicating about that. So that's how you make a video. Keep in mind that the hook always needs to be at the number 1, and the call to action always needs to be number 5. With these 3 in here, you can kind of mix and match them and smooth them out. But the problem needs to come before the solution, and the benefits you can kind of sprinkle in. So it's up to you and how you want to do this and how the video actually turns out. I've done like many different variations of this, but the hook is always at the beginning and the call to action is always at the end. Hey guys, before I jump into the next thing here, I'm going to add in a private live training I did with some of my students. This live training covers some things that we haven't covered so far in your UGC journey. That's very, very, very important to becoming a successful 5 to 10K per month UGC creator. I'm talking portfolio creation, how to set up portfolio and your rates, and how to actually set your rates and how to go about setting rates to then pitch them. So watch this training. It's a live private training. There's a ton of value packed in here, so enjoy.
Hello.
Hey guys. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I'm so excited for today's lesson. You guys have no idea. I'm so excited because this is like the turning point with like starting UGC, is like getting that portfolio set up, understanding how to get it set up, especially as a beginner. Turning point, huge turning point for the beginning of your UGC career. Ooh. Are we missing anyone? We need D to come in. All right, let's get started. So I do want to do a recap of like yesterday. Everyone turned in their assignments like on time, which is awesome. Y'all are like ballers. I love it. Today's lesson is going to be awesome. It's about creating your portfolio, getting it set up correctly, and how to actually create your portfolio as a beginner so you can land paid collabs at the beginning.
The biggest misconception in the UGC industry is like, yo, I'm only able to land gifted collabs at the beginning. Absolutely not. First of all, I don't believe in gifted collabs. I know I've ranted about this like many times. I don't know if you guys saw my Reddit post about this, maybe, but gifted collabs should be illegal, in my opinion. All they do is show brands that they can get away with not paying creators, right? Also, you have to pay a tax on the gifted collab. So at the end of the year, you have to file a tax around gifted collabs. So you're essentially paying the government so you can provide a free video and spend hours on a video to send it to a brand for free. So it's unpaid labor, right? Illegal. At least like toss me like $50 or something. Come on, you know? Like I don't understand why they exist. A lot of creators jump into gifted collabs because they're like, okay, cool. It gets my foot in the door with working with brands, but it actually doesn't really matter because you can find any objects around your home and you can just create videos around that. You know, it's like the only experience you'd get from a gifted collab is like going back and forth over email with a brand. Like what? That's not anything. We all know how to email and type out an email, right? So, yeah. Is there any like questions about that, what I talked about so far? Does it kind of make sense? Does my opinion make sense? Did I shift your mindset around gifted collabs?
I have a question because some other like UGC experienced UGC creators that like they don't think it's a bad idea because you get to work with the company. Like you get that experience of like, you know, getting the emails, replying to the emails and stuff like that.
A lot of those coaches, I mean, like there's two ways you can look at this, right? A lot of those coaches are also preaching for you to do collabs over email, right? They don't even tell you to go on brand calls. They don't tell you to do all these things that actually generate you monthly retainers, right? And they don't understand that the gifted collab is a mindset. Hey, my work and my time is only worth this amount, right? It's worth free. It's free. Like I, as a business owner, we need to understand our time is actually worth money. Our time is money, right? So it's like getting uncomfortable with working for free at the beginning. It's actually going to do you a lot better in the long run because you're going to understand that your time and your content that you create is worth more. So it's a mindset thing. Of course, if you, by all means, guys, it's a free country. You can run your business how you want to, right? Something I wish my old mentor would have told me, multi-millionaire in the marketing agency space. I wish he would have told me, hey, it's also a free country. I'm going to tell you this, but you can, it's your business. At the end of the day, you customize it how you want to customize it. So you can do what you want. If you want to do gifted collabs, do gifted collabs, right? But my goal here as a coach is to teach you how to make money as soon as possible from UGC. And gifted collabs, sometimes it's a waste of time. Those times, actually. But yeah. Cool. I want to open the floor for another like 1 or 2 minutes here. Does anyone have any questions about yesterday's lesson? Let's do some like Instagram profile reviews here. So I'm gonna like open up my deliverable sheet where I just collected all of your information and put it on there. And I am going to open up a couple of your Instagrams and we can kind of take a look and learn from like everyone here. www. All right, Juliana, let's take a look at your Instagram. All right, cool. So, wait for it to share here. Okay, so you have a nice profile picture with your face, right? That's good. Let me move my like thing here so I can see. Yeah, beautiful picture. UGC with Juliana, beautiful. Juliana Nava, UGC creator, awesome. Authentic UGC, holistic health, beauty, fitness, Chicago, Illinois, rooted in realness, built for impact. Let's collab. Awesome. This is beautiful. Today we will get that, link so you can put in your bio, but so far so good. Guys, everyone take out your phone right now and follow Juliana on Instagram. Choo, 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 choo. Boom. 100%. That's awesome. No adjustments here. We'll get that link in your bio. Let's jump into who else will we do here? Hadith. Let's see what yours looks like. UGC by Hadith. Hadith, UGC creator, Vancouver, beauty, fashion, lifestyle, Vancouver-based UGC creator, elegant, authentic, and conversion-driven content. Hadith at gmail.com. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your last name. I apologize. But yeah, this is awesome. This is great. Wow, a beautiful picture. Yeah, this is amazing. I just followed you. But yeah, cool, awesome. Only going up from here. Remember, once we create UGC, just post it here. Just label it like UGC example. And if you're the type of creator that wants to start building their brand around UGC, start filming the behind the scenes, right? Start filming the UGC process. It's not a bad idea to make like a goal of like maybe one post a week or one post a day of like UGC. Start becoming an industry expert around UGC. A little bit, like show the behind the scenes, show what brand like would help you become an expert to a brand's eye, not other creators like me, but a brand's eye. You know, if you need help with the ideation, I can help you later with that. Let's review one more. Let's do like, I'll hop on your persona. Let's see. UGC with Soma, some UGC content creator. I think this is spelled wrong. Hey, that's why we're checking though. That's why we're checking. Digital creator, Salma Farah, UGC creator, creating strategic UGC content for brands. Awesome. Fashion, beauty, health and wellness, London, UK. Beautiful, beautiful pet shop picture. You already got some content on there. That's all I'm saying right there. I'm gonna follow. There we go. Cool. Guys, yeah, I mean, the profiles are pretty straightforward. Like hopefully you guys kind of understand like what I'm what I'm getting at here. It's like it's just very straightforward profiles. We just need to like tell a brand what we do. That's basically it, you know. But today, let's jump into the portfolio, UGC portfolio. I know some of you guys already have my portfolio. I maybe sent it to you over the DMs or showed it to you on a live call or something like that. I'd like to review my portfolio with you and help you guys understand the framework I have in my portfolio and how I set up my portfolios that generated me tens and tens of thousands of dollars as a UGC creator. And when I'm talking about how it generated me that, you know how when we send emails, we get a positive reply. And when we get a positive reply, we reply to the brand with our portfolio. So the brand takes a look there. Excuse me. A brand takes a look there, and that's when they make the deciding factor. So your portfolio is everything. It decides if the brand is going to continue with you in the conversation. So let's cover that. Before we hop in, I want to ask you guys, does anyone have their portfolio set up at all? Awesome. Nicole, do you have yours on Canva?
I do, yes.
Okay, awesome, cool. So you guys have your portfolio set up. You guys are going to learn a ton as well, because you can learn how to, if you need to restructure the setup of yours. But everyone else, we create our portfolios on Canva. So let me share my screen again. I'll show you where, when, why, how we create portfolios. Really, we just go on Canva and we press create design here. And when we press create design, excuse me, I cannot speak today. We search up website.
when we press website. Make sure you're not pressing like the weird portfolio ones or like the silly like the doc ones. Press website so it shows up like a normal website, you know? So we'll press website. And then when you're on the website screen, or it's going to open up a website for you, but there are templates for your website. And you can search up in the templates section of Canva, UGC. Just search up UGC and there will be templates. You can just plug and play. See if any show up right here. Not gonna show up. But that's how you kind of get started. Drop a 1 in the chat if you have used Canva before and you know how to use Canva. Awesome. A lot of us have. D, nice for you to join us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
Hi guys, sorry I'm late. My computer wanted to do an update.
It always updates right when we need to hop on Zoom every time.
Right?
I get that. No worries, no worries. Yeah, looks like a lot of us have used Canva. I think there's one person in here that didn't use Canva. Like Canva is very simple. All we need to do is we just press elements. We can drag and drop elements here. We can upload like shapes like that. We can add text here. We can upload videos, which this is where you'll upload like your UGC videos like this. And then make sure, guys, this is the huge mistake a lot of creators make. Make sure that our videos are not played automatically. Turn that off to avoid giving the brand a seizure when they hop on your website. At the very beginning, I forgot to do that. And I'm like, okay, no wonder I didn't get any collabs. I gave all of my prospects a seizure, you know, when they opened my website. So don't do that, please. But yeah, are there any questions? Like raise your hand or unmute and ask me if you have any questions about Canva and how it works. Cool. I think we're all good. So with that being said, let's jump into my portfolio. I'm going to take time to dissect my portfolio. I'm going to call in a few of you guys, and I'm going to ask you some questions to make sure that we're all on the same page with this. But Julianne, I want to ask you, I guess, like, do you fully understand and know like the purpose of a portfolio?
My understanding is that that's what the brands will look to see if they want to work with you or not.
100%, and it's the deciding factor between a yes and a no, guys. So it matters. It matters a ton. Cool. So the first page here, I always recommend every single person to put their first and last name in big and bold so they remember, like, they remember your name, right? Always put your picture on the top and make sure your email, social media, and contact information is always on the front as well, on the top as well. Make sure the picture of you isn't just like you and your friends hanging out, right? Make sure the picture of you is like a nice picture showing like, you know, who you are, right? What you look like. So here's a like more natural picture of you. With this picture, a brand can clearly see what I look like. Make sure your location is on here too. Nicole, do you know why like we put the location on here? Do you know why that's important?
I think it's so local brands can look for you as well if they want to work. I'm not sure.
That's actually part of it, but really the main thing here is like it shows brands like, hey, you're from the United States, okay, we can ship to you. Or if you're in London, or if you're in Europe, right, and you're based in London, right, okay, we can ship to you because the brand's in Europe as well, right? So it's like the shipping fees, everything like that. A lot of brands are just like, they need to know if they can ship things to you if it's that kind of brand. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Location is very, very important. That's why we put it in the Instagram bio as well. And guys, let's pause here for a second. Nicole said something very important. Local. I actually reached out to a local skincare brand in Minneapolis, 20 minutes away from my apartment. And I reached out to them with my email system. I had no idea they're in Minneapolis.
And they're like, oh my gosh, you're local? Yes, come in. I went to their headquarters twice, guys. I toured the facility. It was the coolest experience of my life. And this was not even long ago. It was like 4 months ago. And it was so cool. I got a 4-figure deal from them. And we still have a relationship till this day. So it is very, very important to go local. You can literally look up in your you can look up in your browser like skincare, hair care, brands near me. And I can show you later on a few hacks to get a hold of local brands. But you can start local because it separates you from every other creator out there that's from like a different city, like across the world from them, right? If you're local, you can meet them in person and that will be a crazy learning experience for you. So that's something to jot down, 100%. Make sure you tag your social media, your TikTok, your Instagram, your X here. If you have YouTube, tag it here. If you have Facebook, tag it here. Those aren't needed, but just make sure your TikTok, Instagram, and X are tagged here so they can just browse your social media and check you out. Because if you're a brand and you put yourself in the brand shoes, you're probably going to want to see the creator's social media and just double check to see if everything's like a-okay. So page number 2 is my Trusted By page. This page you're not going to have right away. It's going to be a building process for you. But Salma, can you tell me why this is like at the top, like near the top and so close to the top, and why it's like, important to be closer to the top?
I would say from straight off the bat, the brands can see that you do genuinely have experience, and so that you're like, I would say, like a reputable like UGC creator, as opposed to just saying, hey, I'm a UGC creator, but like what actually do you have that showcases that you're a successful UGC creator?
Bingo, right? They're going to scroll down and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she's worked with this brand and this brand that I recognize. Or she's worked with our competitor before, right? Or she's worked with this person and this person, right? It shows a brand. Like one time I had a brand, I sent my portfolio and the brand's like, Gloria, I glanced at your portfolio and I don't need to look at it anymore. Let's hop on a call. They told me that over email. They pitched the call to me. I didn't even pitch the call. Do you guys understand the power of that? So at the beginning, you won't have the resources to put this Trusted By, right? But also, as you grow as a creator a couple months from now, you will have a pretty good database to make something like this to add to your portfolio and make it just super easy for brands to say yes. Guys, if you have a background in like modeling or acting or photography, or if you've been on a magazine, or if you've been on a podcast of some sort at all, not even related to UGC, but just adds credibility, right? Add it on here. Like I put links on here. Like I've been on a money podcast teaching people like money a little bit. And then I've also been on a magazine talking about my entrepreneurship journey as a teenager. So brands click on that and they're like, wow, she's actually credible because I read this magazine and she's on my magazine that I read all the time, that I'm subscribed to, right? Or, oh my gosh, I've heard of this podcast before, right? So if you have anything to put on here to add to your like credibility, by all means, add it. The point is to gain trust, not to look all clean and organized on your portfolio. Yes, make it clean. Yes, make it organized, but you don't need to go all aesthetic with it, right? You don't need to go crazy with the aesthetics and everything like that. Just keep it simple. That's the word, simple, and add what you want, because your portfolio is a resume, a UGC resume. That's what it is. And you can add anything on here to add credibility. Any questions on that? Go ahead.
I was just curious, like what's the alternative that we can put on instead of the brands that we worked with as a beginner?
You're gonna skip this because you don't have any brands. You're not gonna put your gifted collabs on here, right? Because you didn't contact the brand. It wasn't an official deal. Or I guess like you can put your gifted collabs on here. If you've done gifted collabs, guys, you can put them on here because you did contact the brand, right? And you did go back and forth. But I'm talking about like the collabs that the mock collabs. That's what I'm saying. The mock collabs where you just find random products, do not put them on here. Don't do that. At the end of the day, we want to stay like authentic, and we want to make sure that we're staying like ethical. That's the word. We We want to stay ethical with this, and we don't want to be known as like a UGC liar. You know, our reputation is on the line, and we have to stay ethical here. A spotlight page is number 3. You guys won't have this either, but I put my best collab on here. I've generated millions of views for this like clothing company. I'm like, yeah, I'm putting that on here. Adds credibility, right? And then that's when we get to the bulk, the main part of your UGC portfolio, which is all of your videos. So let's zoom in here. I'm going to show you how to label them. First of all, I put them in phones like that to just like make them clean. If you like the phones, do it. If you don't like the phones, don't do it. But really how I label them is I use a 3-step framework. Company name, company niche, and video type. Company name, Adobe Photoshop. Company niche, software company. Video type is organic. Company name, Makino. Company niche, app. Media type, paid media, right? It's actually very simple, but we need to make sure each video is labeled somehow, some way, so a brand knows what's up. So I'm going to do this. Let me go back here. I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you a UGC example on my portfolio. POV, be real drops just as you can't make the final rep. To be honest, there's nothing more real than that. Be Real is the most authentic social media app. It's truly a breath of fresh air. It's the first social platform to use the front and back cameras, simultaneously capturing genuine moments from your day, no matter where you are or what you're doing. With over 20 million users, there's a reason it's so popular. I've had Be Real notifications go off during meetings, doing the dishes, and then countless other random moments throughout my day. It lets you share the unfiltered parts of your life with your friends, all in the name of being real. So that's one of my ads I did for a company. And this company, does anyone know this company, Be Real? This app at all? It's one of the biggest social media apps in the world. So I want you guys to make sure that your top videos with the biggest companies that you've made content for are at the top, right? Adobe Photoshop, Be Real, huge companies. This is a 9-figure company, right? Huge company. Make sure everything is at the top that people like would recognize. We're using the same kind of psychology here. Is like put the most important here. No matter if you like your video or not, I'm like, okay, this video is now kind of cringe to me because I made it like a long time ago. But like, even if you don't like it, put it on there because it adds so much credibility. Also remember to make different sections. How I organize mine is I do apps and different niches I've worked with, apps and software, skin, hair, body, more, like different, like just random, like luggage, travel, bath products, fragrance, health and supplements. Marketing agencies always need UGC. A great niche to like side niche in. Like I've done so many marketing does anyone know what a marketing agency is? Or like, are you familiar with a marketing agency, anyone? Has anyone done a collab for a marketing agency? Drop like a 3 in the chat if you have. Like a UGC collab with a marketing agency at all? Sure. So marketing agencies, they will marketing agencies, they're B2B, not B2C. So B2B means business to business. They sell services to other businesses, like marketing services, like lead gen, you know, ad creation, all that fun stuff. But B2C companies are business to consumer, meaning like skincare, hair care. We're consumers, right, of these. We're not a business buying it. But these are great companies. Side note. Also, like when you get like testimonials and case studies from brands, sometimes it's hard to collect them, right? It's hard to collect case studies and testimonials. I'm still chasing down some brands up here for them. They said they'd give them to me, but they're just not, you know? So when you do collect them, showcase them on your portfolio when you can. Now, there's one more section here before the very end, which is what separates us from other people. Some of you guys already have this. Some of you guys don't. So what I do, what separates me from everyone else, the brand to know that, right? Because they need to know what separates me from everyone else because there's a million other creators fighting for the same deal, right? So you have to figure out a way, a unique way to show a brand, hey, I'm special, I'm different, and this is why I'm different. So what I do is like I tell brands, hey, my videos come with me being entirely myself, 2+ years of XYZ experience, strategic hooks, strategic ad creation, editing in an engaging way, free revisions. I'm selling the brand myself. Like I'm selling them my videos. And then I walk through what my videos don't come with. Robotic voiceovers. All right, poor and lazy editing. Things that a lot of creators struggle with, to be real. I've mastered that, and I make sure I don't deliver that to a brand, and I make it obvious in the content that I showcase on my portfolio. Part 2 of what separates me from other people is my strategic UGC framework, and this is something that I want you guys to copy. Rip it from me, please. I want you guys to copy this because once you put this on your portfolio, because this is the framework I'm about to teach you in a couple days on how to create UGC, right? But if you guys rip this from me and put it on your portfolio, brands will be like, wow, she actually knows what she's doing. Wow, she's not here to just create pretty videos. Wow, maybe I should work with her because she's conversion driven. Wow, I've never seen this on a portfolio before. Yes, let's hop on a call. I've gotten all of that over email. Because they're like, they saw my portfolio and they're like, okay, she's different. Let's hop on a call. So my strategic UGC framework, it just walks through. I'll get into more detail of this in another day, but it walks through every part of a UGC video, the hook, the problem, the solution, benefits, call to action. And once a brand reads through this, and they'll be like, wow, that actually does make sense. And it separates you from everyone else. So I give you guys all permission, rip that from me, paste it on yours, maybe like format it differently so it looks like you didn't like completely steal it. But yeah. And then there's an about me here. Make your about me at the very bottom. D, why do we put the about me at the bottom instead of the top?
I would say because they want to know about you, but they want to know more about the content and the work first, but they do care about you. So you put it at the end to kind of let them know.
Yeah, that's actually right. Because here's the thing, here's the hard truth. They do care about you as you would care about human beings as well, right? But they don't care about you enough to read your whole about me before they watch your content, right? And what you can deliver. So they'll start caring about you, right? They'll start caring about us once we provide value in that first collab. So after we have a great first collab, that's when they'll start really, really caring about us because we can provide value and we're building a relationship. Otherwise, there's no other reason for them to really, really, really care about us. So if we're making our portfolio, at the end of the day, our portfolio is about the brand. Hey, brand. Hey, Mrs. Brand, this is what we can do for you. Instead of, hey, Mrs. Brand, here's me. Right? That's how you turn a brand off. That's how you make them like press the X like 10 seconds after entering your portfolio. So we have to make it about the brand. And then we can do a section about us at the end that they can just read and check out if they want to, of course. But your about me should be at the very bottom or close to the bottom, the least. And make your like paragraph here. Make a paragraph here about your experience and your maybe some passions you have and maybe some things are actually on your resume. Like, hey, yo, I graduated college from XYZ place and I got this degree to graduate college. Yo, I am a nurse, right? And I'm a content creator same time. And then talk about like what you bring to the table as well. Like me, I have a background in digital marketing, 3 years. So I talk about my background in digital marketing here and how I've been creating content and posting YouTube videos for a while now. So it's like you can copy mine if you want to, like how I structure mine, not mine exactly, how I structure mine if you want to, but really just make it a paragraph about you and what you bring to the table. That's all. I added another picture of me down here. You don't need to. And then the last part here is the let's get started. Next step, book a 15-minute strategy session below. So, Hadis, why do you think I say book a call here instead of add my email?
I think for booking a call, how can I say, like, psychologically, it also shows that like you're a busy person, you're really successful, you work with a lot of brands. And another thing is that you can have more availability in time as well, I think.
You're definitely on the right track. And I agree. It's like it shows status a little bit. Hey, book a call. No other creator does it, right? That's actually a power move right there, 100%. But the real reason is to get the brand on the call to consult with them and figure out what kind of UGC do they truly need. Because a brand can be like, hey, I need UGC from you. And you could be like, okay, here's my rate card. Choose, pick and choose. What most creators actually do, right? Or you can say, hey, book a call and let's consult and figure out a custom solution for you around UGC. And that gives you the option, guys. That gives you the option to pitch a higher package. I will break down every single bit of it's called a brand call, guys. It's a 30-minute call where we consult with the brands. I'll break it down for you. I'll show you an example of a live one I had with one of my clients. And I do post clips on my Instagram. I don't know if you're noticing that, but I post clips of them on my Instagram. You can see how I objection handle on them. But a brand call, we put our brand call link here to make sure that we're not missing any opportunity. We want to speak with the brand. What's your question?
So what is the link? So how do you get that? How do you get people
Yeah.
to
For sure, guys. I was just
schedule?
working through that. That's a great question. So the link is Calendly. So what I want you guys to do right now in your browser is open up calendly.com. I'll paste it in the chat for you here if you guys need it there. The chat will open, of course. There we go. Right here. You can open that, and it'll bring you to a website, and you can log in and create an account for free, and it'll create a calendar page like this. You connect it to your Google Calendar, same way that maybe this Zoom link is connected to your calendar as an invite. It'll create an invite and send it over to your client. So it's going to prompt you to log in, make an account with your UGC account, and then you're going to have to say, yeah, I'm a marketer or a salesperson, say whatever you want to. And then it's going to give you the prompt to set the time. And you guys complete that.
Great, thank you.
Let me know, or I guess like drop like a 4 in the chat when you are done with setting up your actual calendar so you have that calendar link. Couple more. 1 more minute. Awesome, we're good to go. Cool. So it's going to give you a prompt. to Calendly. It's gonna give you. I'm gonna have to log into my Calendly. 1 second. It should bring you to a page where it says events on the tab, and it should give you like a blue little button on the calendar that says copy link. It should look like this, like the copy link here, right here. So I copied that link, and then what you guys need to do is paste it somewhere, like in your notes or messages or something. So when you do have your portfolio open on Canva, you can just paste it here and link it here. Right. I'll walk you through, I can't remember if it's tomorrow or the next day. Let me see. On what to do on a brand call, because I'm sure that's your question next, right? Hey, Gloria, we have a brand call. What are we saying on a brand call? I'll make sure you guys have all the resources to succeed on a brand call. But tomorrow we're going to be talking about finding and pitching brands. Finding and pitching brands. So you guys can wake up later on in this week with positive replies in your email. Exciting. So with that being said, your deliverable today is just linking your Canva portfolio. So when you guys are finished, as much as you can, right? As much as you can with your portfolio. I'm sure you guys only probably have a few videos with it as well. Julianne, if you can make your portfolio on that website instead of on a slide presentation, maybe that could be what you deliver to me. But make sure your portfolio is on a website, guys. On a website on Canva. And then when you send me your link, you'll send me the link that's in Canva. So you press like share and then you press like copy link and it should say like my Canva portfolio or something like that. You copy that link and send it to me and I'll take a look at it if you don't already have it hooked up. Make sense? So what questions do you have for me? Dee, what questions do you have for me?
I don't have any questions right now. Everything is self-explanatory. I understand. I'm just
Awesome.
waiting on the meat, as they call it.
Awesome, cool. Yeah, I look forward to getting that link from you for your portfolio. Anyone else have any? Nicole, what's your question?
Yeah, so mine is on Canva, but it is like a different format, I feel like. It's like a portfolio website. So I'm going to look into trying to convert to the website look because I want it to be just like scroll down, not like hit the next page.
Yeah, brands don't want that. Brands don't
Yeah,
want kind of
that's
slide
kind of
deck.
annoying. So I'm hoping that'll be an easy fix, but then I'll have some changes to make too, but it'll be good.
For sure. Yeah. That definitely change your guys. If you have a slide deck, I know Julianne had a slide deck, right? Change it to a website because a brand doesn't want to flip through a slide deck. I'm sorry. They just want to scroll. Just make it so easy for the brand to say yes. Just make it easy for them. Because a lot of creators, they jumble their portfolio, make it extra messy and full of like random stuff. It's like hard to look at, right? Hard to look at. Make it simple. Do you guys notice anything about the fonts I used? The colors that I used? They're simple. I use the same font throughout the whole portfolio, or like the same 2 fonts. Just make it simple, readable. Don't use those like crazy cursive fonts, right? And don't do that, please. Like I barely can read cursive myself. So don't do that. Don't do like crazy neon colors either. Just keep it simple. Keep it easy to read. Also, just keep it you as well. If you're like obsessed with the color green and you want to incorporate that in there, do a green theme, like do a green theme. No one's stopping you. Just make it you as well. Just don't overclutter it with things that don't need to be there. Just don't pack it with pictures of you, right? Do a couple.
I wanted to ask, do you think, so currently in my portfolio, I have a section that's fee. Do you think that's something that I should keep, or do you think that that would be something that I should?
No, you can add, like, I should add that to my portfolio, to be honest, like a photography or photos section where it compiles in different photos that you've taken for brands.
Okay.
What we can do, actually, we have a few minutes left. Let's talk about rates. I want to talk about rates with you guys and how to go about them with your portfolio. Right now, does anyone have their rates listed on their portfolio? Sure. Do you have it, Salma? Rates on your portfolio?
Um, so essentially, I had the time to actually go through your portfolio, like literally, I think it was like 2 days ago, and I actually readjusted it. And I remember in one of the clips you said don't have your rates in your portfolio, so I removed it.
Do you know why?
But I did. I think it's because like you don't essentially want to lowball yourself in case like anything can happen, because obviously you'd negotiate with the brand and you don't want to say this is my rate and you don't want to keep it rigid. You want to obviously have that fluidity so that it can be almost what's the word? So that it's like both people are happy. Probably the best way to put it. Yeah.
100%. Even like, what if you put your rate on your portfolio and it's like $150 a video? And the brand like looks at that and they just start like hyper negotiating you on the brand call. Or they start hyper negotiating you over email. Or they start like, okay, this is the rate, right? And you realize, okay, they need a lot of videos or they want a different style package. You have no room to upsell them because they already know the price. Guys, this is a service-based business. You can price your service however you want to. No one's forcing you to keep the same rate every collab. I've had collabs where I charged like $500 a video, depending on the size of the brand, right? I've had collabs where I charged $200 a video. So you can get sneaky a little bit. It's not unethical. They're coming to you for UGC. They responded to your email. They didn't have to. They didn't have to hop on a call with you. They didn't have to do anything. You're hopping on a call with them. You can pitch custom rates. I'm going to walk you through my rate card I have. I actually don't believe in rate cards either, because a rate card is like what a brand requests, right? And you send over the rate card and they're like, okay, yeah, and they're just picking through it and they're like, okay, I want one video from you, but I want it for 150 instead of 200. They have all of the leverage to do that because you gave them everything to do that. You're giving them a menu. You're giving them a menu. How about let's customize our service to them instead of giving a template that we can deliver on, right? Or we want them to choose from. How about we make a custom package for them? So I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm going to show you what I pitch brands when I do UGC for them. And this may or may not blow you away. If you watch the course, you may have been introduced to this already. But this is what I do. So I offer it in two different ways. I offer ad testers, guys, and I offer organic videos. Does anyone know what, Hadis, do you know what an ad tester is? Sure. Does anyone know what an ad tester is? Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay. Okay, sure. So what an ad tester is, it's literally videos meant for ads. So if you're talking to a brand on a brand call, and then they're like, okay, yeah, I'm looking for ads. You're gonna align them to an ad tester package instead of organic package. Something about me is I don't charge usage rights. I don't charge usage rights. Can anyone guess why? Nicole, can you guess why I don't charge usage rights?
I'm not sure.
The creator that makes 2K a month will charge usage rights, right? Because they're trying to get the most out of their videos. But they're only making 2K a month, but I make 10K a month from UGC. I made 10K a month for a while from UGC, right? And I didn't charge usage rights. Not at all. I don't charge usage rights because I actually add the usage rights fees into the fee at the beginning. Meaning my videos cost $300 a video instead of $200 a video. Why? Because I actually put usage rights in there so I don't have to peg the brand for the next 3 to 6 months for a small $20 usage right fee. It gives the brand a headache. Brands hate that stuff. Brands literally hate that stuff, and we want to customize our service to something that brands love. It's all about the brand. It's not about us. The creators that like love the usage rights, it's okay if you like usage rights. Again, it's your business. I'm gonna give you what I did for my business, but it's your business. If you want to charge usage rights, go ahead. But I'm only saying this because I want to help. But the creators that do charge usage rights, they don't have that much abundance about just closing more packages. Just close more packages, guys. You don't need to, like, usage rights are such a headache for everyone. You just, like, when a brand wants to buy content from you, they want it forever, you know? So I just give all my content to brands and I just charge extra for it and I justify for it. Yeah, Mrs. Brand, yeah, it's $300 a video, but I don't charge usage rights. The average creator does charge usage rights. It's like an extra $100, $200 to $300 per video on usage rights. And I just add an extra, and I just add that and alleviate that into my price at the beginning, so it's just not a headache for you. That's how I say it to brands, because I just want, like, I want to collab with them. I want to get my foot in the door with them. So I'll either like put an ad test package, which is $600, 1 body, 3 hooks, 2 call to action. 1 body, 3 hooks, 2 call to action. Meaning I actually split up the videos. I make a hook, I make 2 call to actions, 3 hooks, 2 call to actions, and 1 body, and I give variations of the videos to the brand. So they can run, their team can run it as an ad. So that's an ad tester. I do 6 videos and 12 videos. Organic, I do 2 videos and 4 videos.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So when you do that for ad testers, do you are you telling the brand to edit your videos?
I actually put them together. Sometimes I get the request of like putting them together for the brand. Like a brand will be like, hey, can you put them together? And I'll just take 10 minutes and put them all together. So they're variations. Or the brand's like, hey, we have an editing team. They'll just get them together and we'll just run them from there.
So, but then it would be free, like same charge for either one of those.
I do same charge for them because it's a 10-minute difference.
Okay.
If
So
it's the first collab, I will alleviate it. If it's gonna be an ongoing collab, I'll be like, hey, I need extra money for this, you know?
Okay.
There's
And
a
then
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No,
No,
go
with
ahead.
with the usage rights, can't you charge more than $100 extra? Because like I've seen creators where they charge like $200, $300 for 3 months, or like $200 extra for 2 months.
Yeah, you can. It just depends on how, like, if the brand's like, yeah, we're just gonna run it as an ad for like a little bit. It depends on the product too. Like if it's a software company, chances are your content is gonna be run for a while.
Mhm.
A while. Because a lot
Yeah.
of software companies reuse the content for multiple different things. But skincare brands that are working with 100 different creators, they're probably going to only use the content for 3 months, to be honest, and rinse it out and switch it out. So it just depends. You have to ask the brand, hey, how long are you looking to run it for? Or if they don't know, or they're like, hey, if it works, we'll go ahead. You can sort out the use rights, but like you can just calculate the average for every collab. I don't charge usage rights because it doesn't sit well. It doesn't make sense to me. But Julianne, if it makes sense to you, you can charge usage rights. You know? I just found little ways to separate myself from every other creator out there, and that's how I scaled my business. Because at the end of the day, it's not you versus the brand anymore. It's like not you versus like the other marketing options out there. It's you versus every single one of the other creators that email the brand in their email box. You are fighting for the deal. And just make it super, like, it's not difficult to win a deal. Just make it super easy for them to pick you over other people. And this is how you do it without charging, like, negotiating you down, you know, and like anything like that.
Can you explain usage fees? Meaning, like, I mean, you're saying like for 3 months you're charging a fee. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so a lot of creators, they charge usage rights. And what usage rights means is that, hey, it's basically the creator saying, hey, you're using my content, but it's my content, it's not your content. I still own this content. So you can rent out the content by charging a small fee, which can be like 50% of the base rate. So for example, the base rate is like $200, 50% of that's $100, so an extra $100 added on top, which would be $300 a video. And some creators drag it out for months and just charge a monthly fee, like $100, $100 every single month from a brand for that. But my argument is like, why don't we just like charge it up front, or like alleviate it a little bit and just charge it up front? Does that make sense, Dee?
It does. So when you're saying charge up front, you're saying $300 that includes your fee for your organic, but that's also gonna give you a time frame. So if you come back, so that's like to give you 3 months. I mean, yeah, 3 months. So is that what you're saying? So if you come back to me after 3 months, then you have another fee.
Typically after 3 months, they want another video either way.
Gotcha.
Or they're gonna shut, because 3 months and 6 months are the main times people charge for usage rights. Why? Because 3 months is when typically when a video ad actually dies down. Like data, according to data, video ads don't like really perform after 3 months. So that's why I'm like, hey, Mrs. Brand, the content is yours forever. Because most times it is only run for 3 months. So I'm just averaging it out. That makes sense. I'm like, okay, the content is yours forever, and I just added the usage rights on top of my $200 video. So it's $300 video. Make it just super, super simple for you, Mrs. Brand. We'll just go from there. They're like, wow, I've never heard that before. And I'm like, yeah, great. That's another like peg of respect that they have for me as a creator versus every single one of the other creators they worked with. Plus, my content is good. It's made strategically, so they have more respect for me. And that's how I got so many sales, is because I separated myself from everyone else. And you guys can do the same thing. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Just regarding the ad testers. Obviously, granted that you are someone that's like quite established, do you reckon like as someone who's starting to like reach out to brands and getting those paid collaborations, do you think that I should start off as like pricing my packages lower, or do you think that it should be like there should be like a base rate that you should sell?
You should start at $200 a video. As for ad testers, you can like bump it down to like $500 or something. Like these are like my rates, and these are like really, really good rates for industry standard if you're a little bit experienced already. So you can like rip these rates from me if you want to. And if you're a little bit experienced already in creating content in UGC, and you can use them. If you feel more comfortable as a beginner, if you're a beginner, you feel more comfortable just like charging a little bit less because you're like, hey, I don't know if my content is worth this anymore or worth this enough. Maybe they'll just bump it up like next month to this rate. Like you can do that as well. It just depends on how confident you are in your ability to sell and hop on a brand call and confidently tell a brand, hey, yeah, so we're going to just start at $600 for the 2 videos that you requested, you know?
Okay. And so where it says 6 videos, $600, would that be 6 separate videos? Or would that be, how many videos would that be?
Yeah, for the ad testers, it's a little confusing because it's 1 body, 3 hooks, 2 call to action. So it's not necessarily 6 videos filmed. It's 6 videos that are configured from
variations.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a really smart way. I hate to like sound like I'm tooting my horn, but this is a really smart way to like get a brand to respect you for like offering like something that's strategic and something that's smart, low key, right? Ad testers are smart, especially when you're talking to brands and all they want is ads from you. Offer ad testers. Like, come on. It's so simple. You also can offer add-ons, guys. These are the basic add-ons I offer and the ones that I've been, have been requested from me as a creator. Photos, this is what I charge for photos. If you want to like make sure like if you want to sell photos a ton, add them to your portfolio. I don't have any photos on my portfolio, so I don't have them on there. And a lot of brands don't close with photos. I don't sell them photos because I don't showcase them on my portfolio. So remember that your portfolio has to be congruent with what you pitch and what you show to a brand and what you offer to a brand. I do extra hooks or call to actions, which is only relevant to ad testers. I do extra raw footage. Raw footage is a great way to upsell. I'll walk through upselling and everything like that in another lesson. Negotiating, it's super, super fun, by the way, once you get the hang of it. But raw footage is a great way to like be like, hey, Mrs. Brand, I really, really enjoyed the collab, and your products are amazing. I really love them, and I'll continue to use them because they genuinely align with me. But I had some fun with raw footage as well. And I think this could really help with your, organic content. Usually my raw footage, Mrs. Brand, is like $100 a piece, but I can just knock it down to $500 or $50 a piece for you just because I enjoyed the collab so much. I've done that before. So you just like when you upsell as you deliver the content. So you'll deliver the content in a Google Drive link, and then you'll be like, hey, I have some extra footage here. You can even watermark it and deliver it in a separate folder and be like, hey, this is only $50. Do you want it? They'll look at it and be like, oh my gosh, I have to. If your footage is good. And that's how you make more money from the collab. You upsell like that. There's more things you can upsell, B-roll, extra revisions. I actually do free revisions because I feel bad for the brand. They're just like, hey, we're not going to launch the content unless you fix these 3 things. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just fix them for no extra cost because I don't want to piss off the brand, of course. And if we piss off the brand during our collab and make it just super hard for them to just like work with us and make everything so extra, they're not going to come back for a monthly retainer. Be real. If you're a brand, when you come back for a monthly retainer, if the creator was just so difficult to work with, they're more of a burden than an asset, to be honest. I wouldn't, if I was a brand owner, I would not at all. So just like make it simple, be easy to work with. I also offer monthly packages. Here's the thing about monthly packages, they're custom. So I've gone off of this before, but I also, for monthly packages, have just made them custom. Because after that first collab, okay, you haven't had a good first collab with the brand, and they come back to you and they're like, hey, we need more content. That's your leeway and that's your start to pitch a monthly package, but you have to ask them what they need. You're not gonna tell them, hey, 12 videos. Yeah, 12 videos or in 10 photos. They're gonna be like, yo, I don't even need photos. Like I told you, I want videos, not photos, right? So, okay, Mrs. Brand, what does your budget look like for every month when it comes to content? And what does, I guess, like, how many videos are you looking for? Yeah, Gloria, our budget is like $1,800 and we want 10 videos. Or we need at least like 20 videos a month. Okay, cool, Mrs. Brand, this is what I can do for you. Maybe I can do 10 videos a month for you for 1,800. Does that sound cool? Tell them what you can do for them. Instead of just like throwing, like no brand is going to look at this over email and be like, yes, I want to buy this. No brand is going to do that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You have to hop on a call and consult with them first for that initial collab, and they'll work with you and they'll be like, oh my gosh, wow, she actually does deliver good content. You built that relationship, and then that's where you just pitch a monthly package from one of these after asking their budget. So,
question.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're saying that what you just suggested on your monthly budget, the brand's not gonna go directly with it.
Most times they're not going to go directly with the template. Most times. Sometimes they do, but most times it's not. The best way to get a relationship with a brand is put their needs first. So brands like, hey, we don't need 10, their lowest package is 10 videos. We only need 8 videos, right? You just create a custom package. Hey, this is what I can do for 8 videos. Tell them, this is the lowest rate I can do for you for 8 videos. And most times they're accommodating, and if the brand actually has a budget, they'll be like, sure. It doesn't matter. Your content was great and it's an asset to us. Make sense?
Oh, okay. So, why do they need 8 videos? Like, for example, let's say a skincare company says like, hey, we need 8 videos. Like, what's their plan? Like, I want to understand what's in
8
their
videos
brand.
could be organic videos. The 8 videos could just be run as ads. They're running like huge campaigns. It just could be for their feed. It could be for their TikTok feed specifically. I've done all of the above. I've worked with a company. They're like, bro, we need 8 videos, literally 8 videos, but I need them all organic and for TikTok only. I'm like, okay, $1,500. I'll do 8 videos for you. I just threw that out there because you told me her budget was $1,500. I'm like, okay, $1,500. I can do 8 videos for you. Yep, I can do that for you. I don't mind. She's like, yes, thank you. And we had a monthly retainer. She was with me for a couple months until she moved her marketing strategy away from UGC. But I still got a lot of money from her. Like, that's a lot of money from that collab,
That's like roughly a little less than $200 per video.
But the more that here's the thing. You have to look at it like a business owner, not a creator, because that's like the scarcity mindset coming from you. Because you're making $1,500 a month from this brand. Of course, we're gonna cut the video price down a little bit for each video. So the more videos that you sell packaged, the less you're gonna charge for each video. So it's gonna go from $300 to $350 or $250 to $200 to $150. But at the end of the day, you're getting so much money already up front. You're getting paid. I was paid $1,500 for a few videos every month, right? That's crazy. So you just have to look at what you're getting, you know?
Just out of curiosity, how long does it take you for you to like script, film, and edit one video? Or like 8
About
videos?
for one video takes me about like 3 to 4 hours for one collab, right? But also if I'm batch creating, we'll talk about this later, but batch creating, and if one brand ordered 8 videos, right? It's a different story because I can batch create them. I can create them together and make it like 8 hours total for 8 videos instead of 4 hours for one video. It also depends on how many products they're looking to market because you need to film new footage for new products, right? So it's actually a trick question because it depends, you know? Anyone else have any questions I can count out right now for you? But Julianne had a bunch of like great questions. Wow, that's awesome.
Only because it took me like a day and a half to create one video for 2 products.
Yeah, at the beginning, it takes a little bit longer. At the beginning, once you get your art and craft down, 4 hours tops. 4 hours tops for a video. And I'm talking the second that you email the brand, like the brand's like, yes, let's do it, right? The second that you like, they look at your portfolio and commit to a call. I'm talking every single bit of time it takes you to email the brand and every bit of time that takes you to deliver the content to the brand. Like actually send the email. And that's 4 hours from the very, very beginning to the end, not just creating the videos.
Wow.
And you want to make it more efficient and put systems in. I'll walk through systems, right? But you want to make it more efficient because you're basically, if you look at how much money you're making from UGC and you work 8 hours a day, right? You can divide it and see how much money you're making per hour, essentially. I made, back when I was a full-time UGC creator, I'm a part-time creator now. When I was a full-time creator, I was making like $170 an hour. But don't be that creator that makes less than a McDonald's worker. Like, don't be the creator that's making $15 an hour. And how do you become the creator that makes $15 an hour? Like, what signs, right? You take way too long you're a perfectionist, right? First of all, nothing's perfect. Human beings are not made perfect, so why are we making our content perfect, first of all? Second of all, you take too much time on your content, on filming, on editing. You take way too much time. And why do you take too much time when you're editing? You don't really know what to do. But you have to go through that period where you do take time to edit, right? You have to go through that to get to the point where you are editing speedily. Third of all, you're not leveraging systems. Like the creator that's making $15 an hour, the UGC creator that's making $15 an hour, and they barely realize that they could be just a Walmart worker and make more money than that, to be honest. They don't know that the systems exist. And they don't know all of this stuff exists. They don't know that brand calls exist. So I'm going to hold you guys accountable and make sure you guys do not become the McDonald's UGC creator, McDonald's worker, UGC creator. I don't want you to make $15 an hour. Because there are creators that make $15 an hour as a UGC creator. I'm like, just go to Walmart at that point, to be honest. They make $17 an hour, you know, at Walmart, starting pay. So it's not even worth it at that point. Make sense?
I have a quick question regarding the packages. You said, okay, for example, one of your packages 1,800, but obviously the UGC content can vary depending on what the client needs. For example, they might need, I don't know, let's say they need 5 1-minute videos, and then they say the other 5 we want 30 seconds. Would you package that the same as someone that wants 10, 15-second videos? Or would you do it separately?
Okay, 5 60-second videos. Like, I charge like a full video for me. A full like $300 video to me is like 45 to 60 seconds or 30 to 60 seconds. So if they're like, okay, I just charge them all the same, to be honest. Or like make a package like, okay, I've never just talk them through it. Oh, I haven't gotten that request before. And then do the calculation, tell them on Zoom, like, hey, give me a second, let me see what the best rate I can do for you. And then just put in what you're feeling. Okay, they're asking for 10 videos total, 5 30-second, right? And 5 60-second. So let's crunch the numbers. So I charge $300 a video. But what I can do is add like maybe a discount since it's 5 videos, right? So $300 multiplied by 5 is $1,500. But saying, hey, I'll do a discount since you're ordering so many. Let's do $1,250 for that bundle. But they're also even adding more 10 videos, right? It's 10 videos total, another 5 30-second videos. I would charge the 30-second videos the same because I'm putting just as much effort in the 30-second videos as 60-second videos, right? So just multiply $1,250 by 2 as $2,500. And sometimes I'm like, okay, they said their budget was like $2K, and my calculations are $2,500. Sometimes I'll just knock it down. Hey, I can do it for $2K for you. It's another $2K that I wouldn't have had before, right? Don't cut yourself short here. Also be like, hey, I can meet your budget at $2K, but let's do 8 videos, 4 and 4 instead. That'd be better for my time, and that's what I can do for you. Does that make sense, Salma? Awesome.
Yes, that does. Thank you. Thank you.
Cool. Hopefully this helped, guys. Your deliverable for today is to send me your Canva portfolio link. Just send it to me in school or WhatsApp DM, and I'll make sure it gets on file. And then tomorrow, as we start the call, I'm going to review some live with you guys. Like I reviewed Instagram profiles live today. I'm going to review the Canva portfolio, a couple of them live tomorrow. So make sure those are done and ready so I can review yours live tomorrow and I can kind of pick it apart and you can kind of make adjustments. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for sitting with me for an hour and 10 minutes. And I will catch you guys tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks,
Brilliant.
Gloria.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Hey guys, hopefully you got a ton of value from that training and you really enjoyed it. Now I'm going to walk you through how to plan and script UGC videos to make this completely full circle. Once you understand these last 2 pieces, you'll basically understand how to correctly create conversion UGC. So let's hop right in. If you were to pay attention to any video in this course, it would have to be this one because this is the most important part to the UGC process. Scripting. Scripting, it's where the videos come together. Because if we're not hitting the scripts right, if we're not creating them correctly and targeting our audience with what we're saying, the video is going to flop no matter what, no matter if it's a paid ad or organic video. So essentially, today I am going to be teaching you how to script paid ad videos and organic videos. They're very similar scripting processes, but same time, they're a little bit different. So hang on tight and let's jump right in. So first of all, we'll talk about paid ad videos. I have a checklist here I'll leave in the description. This is in chronological order. So who are we speaking to? That comes first. So we need to go to the company info doc. Last module, I covered that. And figure out who we're speaking to. We should have the target audience on here somewhere. For this example, I'm going to use this example here. Target audience, 18 to 25-year-old woman interested into health and wellness, active and outdoorsy, kind of granola. So now that we've determined the target audience, it's going to create a flow of understanding throughout the whole scripting process because we know who we're talking to with the paid ads. So now we need to decide which video style we're going to choose. Here are all the video styles I have collected in my journey. And I'll kind of walk you through them here. But video styles include product demonstration, reviews and testimonials, unboxing, daily routine, before and after, aesthetic, green screen, and problem and solution. With that being said, for you to choose your video style, you need to understand the difference between an organic versus paid ad, the purpose of each video. Is more visually appealing and aesthetic content, and paid ad content is the top of funnel content driving sales, viewers, followers, etc. to convert them into customers. So paid ad content uses the strategic UGC formula, and organic does not. Organic, we are choosing a focal point, and paid ads, we're literally attracting them to drive a sale with the ad, depending on the conversion for the paid ad. Of course, and that's something that you should ask the brand, hey, are you running this as a Facebook ad, YouTube ad, TikTok ad? Are you linking the product, like your website, directly to the video? Because that's much needed for you to create
a video that complements that. Quick lesson here before I jump in. Top of funnel content is awareness and views. Top of funnel content and middle funnel content right here, which is nurturing and building a community, that is for organic UGC. Organic UGC, you should have in mind, this is the point, middle of funnel content to top of funnel content. We are driving awareness and views, and we're nurturing and building a community for our client's Instagram page or TikTok page. But bottom of funnel content is for selling and pitching. So essentially, we are making conversion-driven ads, bottom of funnel content, but also top of funnel content at the same time for our clients, because we are getting more awareness, we are getting more views with the ads. But at the end of the day, conversion-driven content for a lot of companies that you will work with, the conversion-driven content will have a link to the product, have links, will have payment funnels, will have everything you could do to take action on it. We're selling and pitching, and we're kind of driving views and awareness at the same time. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you're looking for organic ideas, you can go to top of funnel content and mid funnel content and see, oh my gosh, okay, relatables, quick win tips, shareable, savable content, inspiring content, quick videos, brand awareness, surface level kind of stuff. Case studies, problem solution, testimonials is also more organic content that you could provide if you're selling organic content to a brand. But paid ad content is a little bit more, testimonials, reviews, sell but not pitchy. Get that sale right there. But also same time, we have to make it easy, a quick video, easy to digest, relatable, conversion driven, nurture at the same time a little bit, same thing. So for paid ad content, you could choose any of these styles. You can choose any of these styles for paid ad content because paid ad does land in all three. If you are creating organic content for your clients, that's when you do top to middle funnel content. So mid funnel content. So you need to align what the mission is with the brand. Hey, I want organic content from you, and I just want to nurture my audience and get more content out there. Boom. Yeah, we're going to just stick with mid funnel ideas then. Mid to top funnel ideas. But if they're like, hey, I want a UGC ad from you that converts and drives sales from the actual ad, that's when we're going to be like, okay, we're going to focus on bottom of funnel content, selling and pitching, but we're also going to incorporate some elements from mid funnel and top of funnel content to make it more engaging. For this example, let's choose problem and solution for the paid ad UGC. Now that we have decided on a video format, now we need to fill out the strategic UGC framework. So the strategic UGC framework includes a hook, problem, solution, benefits, and call to action to continue. So let's get that started. We'll look at a script that I have already scripted in the past for a client. For the strategic UGC framework, there are three most important things that we need to focus on when it comes to scripting. The solution, the benefits, and the problem is up here, the problem. So the solution, problem are the main things we need to focus on to fill out the hook and the call to action. That's very easy, ABC 1, 2, 3 stuff, because we need the problems and we need the solution and we need the benefits of the company and of the product before we even create the hook, before we even create the call to action. So the problems for this skincare script for just an organic skincare company is people that struggle with dry skin. Our target audience of women age, 18 to 25, kind of granola and interested in health and wellness, right? They have dry skin, they have acne, they have breakouts, they're aging, faster than they should, bumpy and textured skin, oiliness, etc. So now we have the problems. But essentially you should ask the company, what the pain points and problems are for the product. What do people struggle with to take action and buy this product? They avoid going out, hang out with friends, So problems are, their exact problems. Pain points are actual pain points they suffer from not going to family events, like more specific, like not going to a family events, not hanging out with friends anymore, self-isolation, being made fun of, being bullied, whatever it is. So those are the problems and pain points, and these are the most important out of like everything, because if you don't have problem and pain point, you don't have an ad, and you don't have any emotion instilled into the ad, because the problem and pain point in the ad is the most important to get someone to connect with what you're saying. Oh my gosh, I feel that. Oh my gosh, that's me, right? That's what they're feeling through the ad. So that's when we move to solution. We got that outlined, and we'll use this to create ads later, but let's go to the solution. What solution does the product have? For example, I'm looking at 5 different products here. Let's look at their Love Your Face Cream Original Formula, right? I actually got this from their website, but essentially the solution is to deeply moisturize their skin supple, keep it nice and hydrated, all that fun stuff. That's basically what it is. Moisturizing, hydrated, removes blemishes, smooths out skin. That's what it is. The aftermath of using it. That's the solution. And you can just list it in bullet points. And then the benefits are, specific parts of the product that are very interesting, like that separate and make the company and the product unique compared to its competitors. So for example, say this product, the Love Your Face cream, it's called, say this product is vegan, and every other cream out there like this, from all the competitors that have a similar cream, but they're not vegan, and this one is vegan. So that's a unique benefit that we would list under here. Hey, it is actually vegan. This product is actually USDA certified in real life. It's USDA certified. 2 to 3% of skincare manufacturers in the United States are certified. That's crazy, right? So that's a benefit there. That's what makes them unique. That's what separates them from everyone else. Because a company is nothing without what separates it from everyone else. Because what's going to stop them from going to Target and just getting it from the shelf instead of ordering it, from this company? So it's like you need to separate the product and figure out the biggest selling points from the company. And that's a conversation you should have, or something you should ask the company during the onboarding process or during the process where you're collecting information. Now we got that done, we can move to the hook and the call to action. So we'll start off with a hook when we create the videos. We have all the information. Now we can just start actually scripting. So the hook, it's so simple. We just make it compelling, and we incorporate, what make the product into the hook. So remember I have a 4-step hook framework. It's called the 4-hook method. The text hook, it should be bold, attention grabbing, in a bold statement, something that, gets someone to stop scrolling. Because if you put yourself in the viewer's shoes and you're not stopping scrolling from that hook, right, chances are someone else is not going to stop scrolling either, so remember that. I will cover the rest of the hooks another time and later in the course. I actually have 241 hooks that you can steal from me for free. I will link them down below, and you can just copy and paste them and never run out of hooks. Literally, here's the list. I've collected these hooks from many sources. So I have 241 hooks here that are all proven, all viral. They're snagged from viral videos or from other courses or from freebies online, from making them my own. I have so many here, and you can literally, I never, ever not have a hook from this list. So you can just steal it from me forever and literally always have hooks. So do that and create a hook. So for this video here, I'm going to do Love Your Face Cream. Stay congruent. For this hook here, I have, what if their skincare is so clean you actually could eat it, right? That's an interesting hook. Skincare so clean you actually, that stops the viewer, right? And then I went in. I'm not joking. I just found one of the purest face formulas on the earth, and it's quite literally food for your face. So essentially, hook, transition, problem, solution, benefits, call to action. See? So we piece together what we learned from above into the actual video. So in every single script, there should be a hook, problem, solution, benefits, and call to action. Remember, you can organize the anything, how you want to organize it. The hook, just make sure the hook is at the beginning and the call to action is at the end. I like to add the problem second because it catches viewers, or even a problem into the hook because it catches viewers' attention sometimes, depending on the video and how you create it. But yes, remember that. So essentially, we put all of these into the actual video. And it will take time to cultivate the skill of automatically in your brain. But essentially, once you piece these things together, you can use your own words that you have that come to mind to just line them up. Because the point of the UGC video is to literally introduce a product, why it's important, why they're going to be in more pain if they don't buy this product, and how to buy it, the call to action. So essentially, we need to spin that all into a UGC ad. What if their skincare so clean you actually could eat it? Hook. I'm not joking. I found one of the purest face formulas on the earth, and it's quite literally food for your face. Explaining a little bit of the hook, kind of bridging the gap between the hook and the problem. This is Indian Meadow Herbal's original Love Your Face cream. It smooths out bumpy skin, melts away acne, and keeps your face hydrated and moisturized. Problem. All in the USDA certified natural and organic way. I'm squeezing in benefits there, right? This is a normal sentence. So I'm moving in from the hook, transitioning into the problem and then the solution. I had this and now I have this. I had bumpy skin and now I have smooth out, clear skin. And then I continue, right? More benefits, fill it with a bunch of fluff, more benefits, more problems maybe, and then a call to action. So take a look at the ingredients. No nasty preservatives. Instead, it's packed with antioxidants and multiple vitamins, making it a natural remedy for bumpy, dull skin and acne. Just after one use, I could feel the formula working deep in my skin, leaving it radiant and glowing. And this is where the UGC comes in, guys. This is where the UGC comes in, because you have to use the product to make an actual UGC video. So you should honestly take a day or take a few hours and try out the products, figure out how they work, because how are you going to make user-generated content around a product you've never tried before? You're not. So I use my own experience and I'm putting it in the video. Hey, I actually felt nourished. I felt great. My skin felt healthier. Yes, I'm saying I went from bumpy to glowy skin. In a sense, selective truth, I did. But it's done that. This company has a ton of case studies and reviews showing that that's happened. So that's what we're squeezing in there as well, the transformation. But essentially, we're doing the problem solution video type, but we're adding a little bit of a transformation in there as well, before and after in there as well. There's no right or wrong way to create a UGC video UGC ad, as long as it sticks with the framework and the fundamentals. This little jar will literally last you up to 4 months. A little goes a long way, and I simply use it once a day after I wake up. It's not greasy, just perfectly creamy. See, that's a special request the brand had. Hey, it's the biggest misconception is that it's greasy. It's actually not greasy, it's actually creamy, right? I had to put that in there, so I squeezed that in there. In fact, some people have been using this organic gem for over 10 years. Start your completely natural skincare journey now and feed your face with food so pure you'd eat it. That's a UGC script right there. So we filled out the strategic UGC framework. We found out the hooks, problem, solution, benefits, call to action. A call to action, by the way, is from you literally asking the brand, hey, where will this video be placed? Is it on Facebook? Okay, Facebook is a link, click. TikTok is a link, click. Hey, are you having your website directly attached to this video? Okay, right? That's when we say, click the link below to learn more. The call to action is literally a direction on how to get the product. Click the link below to learn more. Click the button below to get yours now. Literally, that's what it would be. Those two are the biggest ones for paid ads. But make sure to double check with the brand. Something you can do for ads is choose a problem. If your video or if your product solves more than one problem. It solves acne, but it also helps with like, something crazy like anti-aging. So if your product helps with acne and anti-aging, two huge reasons people buy skincare, you can just focus on acne in the video, right? You can choose what you want to do. If you want to do both, or if you want to dial in on one, just acne, right? Or just anti-aging or aging, right? Whatever resonates best with you, you can do that. So choosing a problem to focus on is a good idea because you can incorporate that in a hook and really target people with that hook that have acne or are aging, right? But in this target audience that we talked about, 18 to 25, probably we're going to choose acne because we're just segmenting out a little bit of that target audience, 18 to 25, instead of 25 to 45, which will be anti-aging. We piece together the script. Just so you know, the script is a hook, problem, solution, benefits, call to action. Problem, benefits, and the solution. The meat can be twisted into beautiful words as long as they're all there somehow. And then after we're done with that, we're going to refinement. So what I like to do when I script videos is I like to go to ChatGPT, not to script videos, but to use it as a Grammarly. Do not use ChatGPT to script your videos. Use ChatGPT to give you ideas on how to script your videos, or ideas on what to focus on in the video, or ideas to segment problems out. Do not use ChatGPT to script your videos. You script your videos. You are better than ChatGPT, but use ChatGPT as a Grammarly to smoothly align the words. I did not, like this script right here, I did not just come up with this. Like, what you do is like literally brain dump it down. It doesn't even have to be complete sentences. Copy it from the doc, go to ChatGPT, go to chatgpt.com, and ChatGPT, please subtly, we say subtly so it doesn't like completely make it sound weird, correct my grammar. And if you have a certain tone you want in here, make it sound friendlier, make it sound more polite, make it sound excited, something like that. You can do that, but I just leave it plain. Please subtly correct my grammar. Then ChatGPT will literally spit out an amazing smoothed out version. The words are so good and like strategically put there, but it doesn't sound like they're strategically put there. It just sounds so good. That's when I copy it from ChatGPT. I read it through, of course, and then paste it back on the doc and have that as the official script to make sure I don't have any grammar mistakes or anything like that. But really, to make sure that the script does sound good from ChatGPT or your original one that you wrote, you can read it out to yourself like you are speaking to your phone for the voiceover. So here's how I do it. What if their skincare is so clean you actually could eat it? I'm not joking. I found one of the purest face formulas on the earth, and it's quite literally food for your face. This is Indian Meadow Herbal's original Love Your Face cream. It smooths out bumpy skin, melts away acne, and keeps your face hydrated and moisturized, all in a USDA certified natural and organic way. Okay, I'm done with that. You get the point, but like read it out. And if it sounds good, it sounds good. If it doesn't sound good, if something sounds choppy, right? You could like combine a few sentences, do it, because you read it out and you're going to be speaking in the voiceover anyway. That's literally A to Z, my like step-by-step process on scripting. If you want to, like, I recommend opening up a new Google Doc and putting all the scripts there. Company information and the scripts are separated. They need to be separated. It's much easier, especially when you send the brand, like if you have to revise the script with the brand, which sometimes you do, that could be in the special requirements category on the company info. That's when you'd put it on a like different doc anyway, because you have to send the scripts. So you just do it like that. But yeah, hopefully this made sense. Now let's move to organic. Organic is the same thing, but we're not doing the strategic UGC framework. We have to figure out the brand's end goal, even for ads as well. When we create UGC, what is the end goal? And that will help us determine what kind of content we can provide. So say the brand, for example, is looking to just get views. We're just looking to get views with the content. And they're not going to be ever running this video as a paid ad, just to get views and post on content on their feed and leave it there forever. So that's when we go through the same process. Who are we speaking to? Who's the target audience? Decide the video style. So we're going to go back to the video style page and we're going to figure out a top of funnel. They're looking for views. They're looking for views, so we're going to stick to top of funnel content. So we're going to find a top of funnel content video style. So top of funnel, unboxing, that's a great one. So let's do unboxing for this video. So we're going to go back to the scripts here. We're going to choose an unboxing. We chose the format, and now the point. The point is unboxing. So once you choose a video format, you have to figure out the point of the video. The point of the video for unboxing would probably be to show off the elegant experience of unboxing this beautiful product and unboxing it and showing the product itself. So showing how, essentially the point would be showing how elegant of an experience it would be to buy this product, right? It's not deep. It's not necessarily going to sell someone to, like, bottom of funnel content, sell someone to buy it, but it is going to nurture someone and show them that has already been like half sold on it, nurture their audience, or get views on how satisfying it looks to have that product. So we have the point there, and then we piece together the script. The script is literally the same thing. Yes, you can fill out the strategic UGC framework. Honestly, it would be smart to fill that out even if it's organic content. But essentially, you just have to walk through like it's an organic video, so you need to have an organic way about it. So for example, if this video, Love Your Face Cream, was organic and it was just unboxing, I would start off with a more vanilla hook. So I would go here and I would find a vanilla hook that's more chill and more like, okay, that complements the unboxing experience. I would choose like this one. Tell me why this skincare formula is literally so elegant or smooth or something like that. That's a hook I would do. Something a little bit more, less pain points and more just like, look at this. You know, it's about the product. It's about the unboxing experience. It's about just entertainment at this point. So that's when I would refine the script. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this. Look at this skincare. It is so elegant. And then I'd go into, I just got this Love Your Face Cream from Indian Meadow Herbals, and it is absolutely beautiful. The box, XYZ, right? My experience so far, XYZ. The skincare sits on me like, you know, it should, and it's smoothing out my skin, blah, 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 blah. But the organic way is literally not even talking about anyone's problems. It's just making the video as entertaining, as satisfying, as aesthetically pleasing even, depending on the goal, as possible. Hopefully that makes sense. And then also, we're not putting a call to action at the end. We can say like, go grab this now, you need this, link in bio, something like that, depending on what the conversion is. If this is just sitting on Instagram and the company has their like website in the bio, of course you're gonna be like, yeah, link in bio, or like, go grab yours now, something like that. But you're not gonna say click down below, because there's no link down below for them to click. It's an organic post on TikTok or Instagram. So that's something to keep in mind. Really, for organic, like, you can be so creative and like do what you want. Just remember, have a compelling hook, describe, make sure your script aligns with the end goal to drive views, hype it up, keep it entertaining. You know, that's really it. And then you would go back to ChatGPT, refine it, and be done with it and move on to the next part, which was like the filming and voiceover part. Hey guys, welcome back. Hopefully that video was like super helpful on how to create UGC, what to look for with UGC. You saw some examples of UGC, and you kind of know how to make UGC a little bit at this point, or have the grasp of understanding how to make it correctly at this point. So let's jump into email pitching versus IGDM pitching. And understanding the difference can really be the reason you land the deal or get ignored. So email pitching, colder outreach, you're often reaching out to someone who has never heard of you before. So the message needs to be sharp, clear, and brand centered. Do not, this is the biggest mistake creators make. Do not send a whole entire essay to a brand about why you're such a great creator and the ideas you can make for them and everything like that. Don't do that. No one's going to read a college essay in 2025. What they are going to read, though, is something that's brand-centered, that's value-packed, that's short, that's punchy, almost even witty, something that's different. Brands will read that and reply to that. Your pitch should speak directly to the brand's current goals or pain points, and this is about them, not you. Professional tone. Not necessarily like corporate, but I'm talking professional. There's a difference between corporate and professional. Corporate is negative, professional is positive. Professional is clean, right? Clean formatting, proper subject lines, and structured proposals, structured pitches, and you're showing them that you're ready to handle serious work through your email. On the other hand, corporate is way too salesy sounding. It's way too robotic, and that's exactly what turns a brand off. Because they're not looking for robotic UGC creators. They're looking for creators that can be authentic. So be authentic through a professional tone. You're likely talking directly to a marketing manager or brand team member who actually controls the budget. We need to get through to those people. And also when you're pitching and they say yes, send your portfolio or try to land that first collab and then focus on landing that long-term retainer deal. So always focus on the first pitch instead of a long-term retainer. Don't even mention that until after the first collab. Let's jump into IGDM pitching. IGDM pitching is a little bit warmer outreach. It's more casual, more human. You can respond to a story, compliment a campaign, or reply to a recent product drop. It's relationship building first. So you'll start a convo without immediately asking for a deal, and then you'll ask for their email to turn it into an email pitch. So it's less formal, more conversational. Use your voice, be relatable. This is where you build trust quickly with a brand. Easier to get seen by smaller brands. So if you're IGDM pitching smaller brands, chances are the brand owner will be running the account if they're smaller. It's great for indie brands and fast responses. And then also you'll use when you're already following or interacting with the brand or want to get on their radar before pitching formally. And remember, when you pitch IGDMs, a brand will take advantage of looking at your Instagram profile and seeing how, your content and everything like that. They can stalk you on Instagram, and that's actually an advantage if you have your Instagram profile set up correctly. So let's learn how to pitch and source brand collabs yourself with a system. 15K per month with your UGC business. So let's get right into it. I'm so excited. So the first step to finding brands is understanding how you're going to do it, right? So there's two big options that we have in the UGC space, and both of these options are pretty popular depending on, the creator. So we have creator platforms and we have email pitching. I have actually used both of them, and I have my own individual experience with them. I'll walk you through that in a second. But just keep in mind, there's two options. There's actually more than two options, but these are the biggest two options I've found success over the past 2 years as being a UGC creator. So for creator platforms, a lot of creator platforms are tailored for, those creators that are like influencers or have a bunch of followers, and a lot of them are kind of biased around creators that are, at a higher level with UGC. So something I noticed is that, like, I personally, I was a UGC creator at the beginning with 12 followers without barely any experience. And I was just starting off. And what I noticed is that the platforms do favor creators that are very established in the industry over creators that are beginners. So it's not that beginner friendly, and that's why I don't recommend creator platforms until you have like a bunch of brand collabs under your belt to kind of drive it home with them. So I've used Backstage at the beginning. I did have a portfolio, I did have case studies, and I did have videos underneath my belt that I could put on my Backstage profile. So once you get your first few videos, maybe like 5 to 10 videos done, maybe it's a good time to maybe set yourself up with Backstage if you want to. My success with Backstage was kind of, give or take, is kind of like dependent upon the month. I applied to Backstage. On Backstage, I applied to maybe 10, 20, 30 jobs a month. And sometimes I would land like 3 collabs a month. Sometimes I'd land nothing a month. As a creator that has been in the industry for a while and with a pretty decent portfolio underneath my belt. So you may get a couple collabs a month. The most I've made from this creator platform is $500 to $1K tops. And then like I'd have other months there where I made zero, right? It's $20 to $30 a month. I do like Backstage, but I do recommend it for creators that are a little bit more experienced. If you want to get started on Backstage, it's possible. You just might not get chosen for collabs at the beginning. The second option is email pitching. Something that most creators actually don't do is like set up a system around their email pitching to land brand collabs on autopilot. So how I recommend setting up a system, and I call this my UGC cash flow system because I cracked it for you, and I'm going to tell you how I cracked it so you can do the same thing. But essentially, I use lemlist.com, and I'll leave a link that you can use to sign up with Lemlist below this video. But you go into lemlist.com and you log in and sign up for free. Essentially, use the link below though that I have below. But really, Lemlist is a cold outreach tool that helps you reach inboxes and get replies, meaning that it will send emails for you on autopilot without you having to lift a finger, meaning you can go to bed and emails are sending for you. All you need to do is connect your Gmail account and add more Gmail accounts to get this system up and running. I always recommend this. You can start with a 14-day free trial, of course. And then after 14 days, hopefully you have some traction, you have some, results of positive replies, maybe a brand deal that will show you, hey, it's worth keeping it. So you can sign up for a plan. The plans, I think they have a $49 plan, a $99 plan. I have the $99 plan. I think it's worth it. I made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, probably over thousands and thousands of dollars from this system. So it's worth it. You'll get an ROI, don't worry. But you have to invest money to make money. And that's the biggest rule in business. You have to invest money to make money. So jumping back over here, yes, we have Lemlist part 1, right? This is how we're going to send emails and pitch to brands, right? But part 2 is like, hey, what brands do we even pitch to? So that's why I use my email list from myleadfox.com. myleadfox.com, they have like a $20 plan. I think they have a $5 plan, something like that. It's very cheap, where you can scrape hundreds of brand emails every day and put them into Lemlist. So your Lemlist system is, your UGC cash flow system is working on autopilot for you. So essentially you're like fronting every month. You're fronting maybe like after the 14-day free trial, fronting maybe $120 a month. But essentially you'll be making a ton of that back, and it's just $120, guys. At the end of the day, if you have an extra $120 to build a business every month, this is it. Most business models take thousands of dollars up front, right? Thousands and thousands of dollars. Really, you just need $120 to front after the 14-day free trial you get to try it out, try the system out. Let's jump back over here. The cool thing about email pitching, and here's my experience, I've gotten so many collabs, like probably over like maybe 50 plus collabs from this email pitching machine, is all dependent upon your volume now. I've made like a 10K in a single month from cold email pitching for UGC, right? And as it compounds over the months, you'll start to generate more as you become an established creator. Remember that email pitching and pitching yourself and creating a system around your own pitching will be the key to help you grow infinitely, right? Abundantly instead of capped, right? So there's a difference between linear scaling and exponentially scaling, right? Linear meaning that there's a cap on how much you can scale, right? Which is, a creator platforms will put a cap on it. Hey, you only can, apply for X amount of jobs, or hey, we only favor creators that have been in the space for 1+ years, have over 10K followers, and, have at least like 200 brand collabs under their belt, right? Like that's linear scaling and just hoping for the best and throwing spaghetti at the wall and like seeing growth, but it's going to take a while, right? But this is exponentially scaling. You can get a lot of results in a very small period of time. And at the beginning, it's going to be slow. Linear scaling is linear, right? It's going to be slow growth that's stable. What we want is exponentially scaling, meaning that it's going to start off actually pretty slow, but once we get the hang of it and crack the system, it's going to go up like this. So it's a chart, it's going to go up like that instead of linear, which is, growth that's kind of predictable. So you get with email pitching, you get unlimited collabs, and that's why I recommend it for every creator. Just start off email pitching because you can get you're in control with how many collabs that you get, right? You just need to track your numbers, and you need to just keep going and add more brand emails so you can see it compound. It's a compounding effect. The biggest difference Creator platforms are often overcrowded and unreliable with no guarantees. Yes, they can be beneficial and you can land collabs, but it's more of a gamble, and a lot of big, inexperienced UGC creators are active on them. So you're competing with creators that are, very well known in the industry or are very established, right? Email pitching, you have control over your own income. You can reach out to brands thoughtfully, which shows the brand that you care and spend the time to do so. I've gotten so many times where brands are like, thank you so much for reaching out. We are flattered, right? As a UGC creator, you don't really get a no. You don't really get that. If they're not interested, they'll be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for reaching out, but we cannot do this right now. We don't have a budget for this right now, whatever. This is not in our strategy right now, but thank you so much for reaching out. Definitely reach out in the future, something like that, right? If they are interested, they'll be like, oh my gosh, thank you for reaching out. Send me your portfolio, right? It's kind of like a win-win. It's like humbled. They're humbled either way. Right? Email pitching, you have control over your own income. You reach out to brands thoughtfully, which shows a brand you care and spend time to do so, right? Have more respect for you. And then you also can track your numbers and refine a system to do outreach for you on autopilot, the UGC cash flow system. Simple way to scale your business opposed to hoping a brand likes you on a creator platform. This is the easiest and best way to scale. The simplest, I'd say the simplest. They're both not easy, of course, but I'd say they're the simplest. The email pitching is the simplest and best way to scale over everything. Email pitching, right? You need to set up that Lemlist account. I just showed you Lemlist. Add your UGC email, right? Create more later on to add in. Add in your email pitch, add in your brand emails, and start email campaigns, right? It's very simple ABCs. Now you're wondering, Gloria, how do I pitch a brand? What do I pitch? Let me show you. Here's an email pitch example. I will leave this email pitch template down below and give you directions on how to make more of your own and customize them. But here's an email pitch example. It's a skincare version. And it's beginner friendly as well. Even if you don't have any results, any brand collabs under your belt, this is the perfect pitch. Hey, brand name. Hope you're doing well. I came across your skincare line and immediately fell in love with your brand's clean, natural vibe. Why can we make this for every skincare company? Because every skincare company wants to have a clean, natural vibe. You cannot find a skincare company that doesn't want a clean, natural vibe, right? So you can be strategic with that with your pitch and kind of tailor it to every brand uniquely, but also every brand wants to be unique. So it kind of integrates together like that. It's refreshing to see a skincare brand that values simplicity and elegance. It really stands out. As a UGC creator, I specialize in creating natural aesthetic content that feels relatable and on trend. I've been honing my skills in building a portfolio that reflects the kind of high conversion, authentic content your audience already loves. I'd love to send over a few creative ideas. I'm showcasing your brand in a way that aligns with your brand's vibe. Let me know if you'd be open to that. I'm excited about the potential to collaborate. Warmly, your name, UGC creator, whatever you are, right? Email, and actually don't send your portfolio link. Let me change this. I took out portfolio link because you're going to be sending it as the next email. Don't put your portfolio link in the signature. But that's the email. It's pretty simple. As a beginner, you can twist things and make things sound, kind of use selective truth, make things sound you're a professional, but you're a beginner. But also they're going to look at your email and be like, okay, is it worth my time or not? A lot of companies don't care if you're experienced. They just you could be 1 month in your UGC journey and create bomb content, and you could get a bunch of high profile brands that want your content. Why? Because your content is high quality, right? At the end of the day, they're going to be looking at the quality of your content because they want results. That's it. And then we have to have the email pitch trigger that, hey, yes, we want to see your portfolio. And you have to do that by having a good offer and showing that you're a different creator than most creators, right? You have a different angle. And how we do that in this email is, hey, conversion driven. Instead of cute unboxing video energy, we're doing conversion driven, results driven energy, right? You need to understand that as a creator, and that's how you separate yourself from everyone else. And that's how I made tens of thousands of dollars as a UGC creator over the past couple of years, because I knew what I was doing and I knew how to make my pitches different. So let's talk goals. We need to have a daily KPI or a daily metric or a daily goal as a creator that's scaling a UGC business, right? So if you're pitching my hand, you shouldn't be, but if you are for any reason, you should be pitching at least 50 brands a day. So you should be sending 50 email pitches a day. 50 email pitches can take 1 to 2 hours. That's why I don't recommend doing it by hand. You can get a lot more done once you utilize software and systems. But yeah, if you're doing it by hand, 50 email pitches a day will get you a result. If you do anything under, you're just going to pitch and pitch and pitch. You're going to get like a couple maybe brand deal a month, 2 maybe a couple gifted collabs, and it's not going to be worth it for you. And you're going to be demotivated and you're going to want to quit. I'm going to be honest with you. So once you get that email system up, right, I want you to pitch, like your goal is to pitch 100 to 500 brands a day, right? Or even more, so you can see a compound effect over the month and you can see that exponential growth that you're going to have, right? So those are your goals as a creator, pitching. Now let's talk Instagram DM pitching. Okay, Gloria, we got the email pitching down, but how do you actually pitch Instagram DMs? A lot of people get Instagram DM pitching wrong. How you Instagram DM pitch is you literally reach out to the brand on Instagram, and then you ask for their email. You don't actually pitch and you don't negotiate over Instagram, especially big brands don't do that. Right? The only time I've actually received payments over Instagram DM is that it was a referral from like a friend. Like a friend's company referred someone to me. I actually have a relationship with the company owner, right? So it's like that hot of a lead, right? Referrals are the best type of business. So as you grow as a creator, you'll notice you'll get more referrals. But when you're cold DM pitching, the goal is to get their email and pitch via email. Most brands won't negotiate over DM. So if you're on TikTok, so something you could do, and a great way to find brands on Instagram is go onto the Instagram or the Facebook ad library or the TikTok ad library and search up, brands in your niche or skincare keywords, right? And then brands will pop up with their ads, and the ads that are made with user-generated content. Look at the brand name and go on Instagram and pitch them, right? They're already running UGC, meaning they already have a UGC strategy, or they have some sort of UGC strategy, or they're using UGC. That's the point. So you can reach out to them and see if they're accepting more UGC creators, and it's more likely for that kind of brand to want your help and to move forward with you as a creator because they're already doing UGC, right? They already know it works and they're already exposed to the UGC industry and the power of it. So you can do that method, but when you pitch, keep it very simple. Hi, I came across your mattress on TikTok and how to reach out. Hi, I came across your skincare on TikTok, how to reach out, right? Wherever you search them up on the ad library or wherever you really found them, just be honest with them. I'm a basic UGC creator and have some content ideas I'd love to forward to your marketing team. What might be the best UGC relations email to reach out to? This is the most humble, most value-driven, simple DM ever, right? This gets a brand's attention. Okay, she's simple. She's offering value from the beginning. Even if we don't want to work with her, hey, this is someone that's worth our time, right? Instead of opposed to doing a whole paragraph that a brand's not going to read, just do a simple, quick pitch. They'll be like, yes, here's our email. You get that email in your database. You write that email down and you pitch them by hand. Or you just add them to your Lemlist database and just keep going like that. You can later on, you can hire a VA to do this, but at the beginning, I recommend just do it yourself. If you have an extra 15 minutes a day, this can make a huge difference outside of just pitching with your system or pitching by hand. But yeah, that's the end of module 3. Hope you liked it. Hope this was valuable to you. I'll see you in day 4. Bye-bye.
Portfolio best practices. So your portfolio is your first impression. It's what gets a brand to stop, look, and say, yep, we need to work with her or him. Think of it like your digital storefront or your digital resume. If it's messy, unclear, or confusing, people will walk right past it. People will throw it in the garbage. So here's what to focus on. Keep it clean, simple, and scrollable. No clutter, no fluff. Showcase 3 to 5 strong video examples that highlight different styles, like a testimonial, product demo, problem solution, a trend, lifestyle. Use mock brands if needed, but make it real and polished. So for example, how to build a portfolio from the beginning. As a creator that doesn't have any UGC past experience, you can just go around your home and find random products in your niches that you want to work in. For example, skincare, you can go to your bathroom and just find your skincare products you currently use and make videos with them. And that's a great way to practice and get videos on your portfolio as soon as you start. Add your name, niche, email, and picture of you at the top of your portfolio. Host it on Canva, no weird links or broken layouts.
And include short descriptions under each video, brand name, brand niche, video type. This isn't just about looking good, it's about showing a brand that you know how to create content that sells, and your portfolio should do the talking for you before you ever get on a call. So let me walk you through a live portfolio and how to actually set it up and build it. So let's go. Hey guys, hopefully you liked that video and that really helped you understand how to build a portfolio and how it should look and everything like that. But let's actually jump into time management and creating a calendar system. So when you do create UGC and you have UGC admin tasks, or you have things to do with your UGC business, you're scheduling things off correctly on your calendar to make sure that you can get everything in your UGC business done on time, even if you work a 9-to-5 job, even if you go to school full time. No matter what your schedule looks like now, we need to make sure that we're optimizing our calendar correctly so we can scale our business and we can find time to scale our business. So let's jump right in. Hey guys, I'm on my computer now and I'm going to walk you through our content calendar system here on Google Calendar. As you can see, I'm on Google Calendar and this is Google Calendar specifically. And if you're not already on Google Calendar, I highly recommend switch things over to Google Calendar. It's going to be, for some of you guys, it's going to be a really smooth switch, but some, it might be a little bit different, a little bit uncomfortable, but you'll get used to it within like 2 weeks of using this. You'll thank me later in the future as you grow as a UGC creator, but Google Calendar is what I always recommend. But the first thing we need to do to set up this calendar is understand our core pillars in our life, right? We're adding the personal and professional onto this calendar, so we need to make sure that our core pillars are set in stone. So let's go over here and outline our core pillars. For example, say that you are a teacher becoming a UGC creator. Right, so the first thing we need to put down here is a UGC creator. That's where some of your time is going to be allocated to UGC, and that's going to be 2 to 3 hours a day. Say you're a teacher and you work about maybe 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, right? So 8 to 4 would be 8 hours a day. And then say that you have a family to take care of as well. You have kids, which you're going to have to allocate at least maybe 2 hours a day, something like that, a weekday, 2 to 3 hours maybe a day, depending on your family and everything like that. I don't have a family of my own, so please, put your own numbers in here. But family obligations, right? Maybe you have to, you want to spend time with your kids, but also kids and family, but also you want to you have to make dinner and you also have to do XYZ, bring your kids to soccer practice, right? So we have to make sure that we're allocating that time in here as well. And we're getting really specific on how much time each, core pillar needs throughout our day. We only have 24 hours in a day, 24. So we have to figure out how we're going to do this and be really strategic about it. So family obligation, say it's about like maybe 3 hours a day. And then we're talking weekday. Of course, weekends are a little bit like more flexible, but we're just talking weekday business days here. And say that's like a good start. If you have any more, like say you do have like, you're also like a real estate agent on the side, right? Put that on here. Say if you run a small business already, put that on here. If you have different obligations, say that you're a soccer coach, put that on here, because your core pillars are where most of your time is spent throughout the day on these tasks, right? There should be maybe like 3 to 5 different core pillars, maybe a little bit more depending on your day. Now that we have the core pillars set in stone, let's start marking them and blocking them off. First of all, for our UGC creator, this is professional. Teacher, this is professional. Family obligations, this is personal. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to kind of like be separating things from like professional to personal, right? Job 1, professional, business, right? And then, personal, I guess. So the first thing, when you open up a Google Calendar, there's automatically going to be a calendar on here with your first and last name. I always leave that one as my personal calendar. That's my first and last name. Personal calendar. I'm going to be putting on a personal obligation. So we have family obligations, 3 hours a day. So I'm going to be marking that 3 hours a day. That's going to be my 7 to 10 p.m. There we go. Family obligations. And you can also get specific and make them different blocks, right? If you have to like make dinner or whatever your, life looks like, that's something you can do. I'm just going to put family obligations here right now. And then what you can do is click that and press Monday through Friday. Boom, right? Now we block that off. The next thing we need to do is mark this off, teacher. I'm just going to put this in the personal because I'm like sectioning off as a personal. I'll do everything else that's not UGC as personal in this demonstration, and everything that is UGC is professional. So you're working from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., right? Teaching, marking that off. I know this might sound silly as well. Just bear with me here. Monday through Friday, right? So we got, our activity, we got our duties that we need to complete every single day down, right? Now we can get really, really strategic and look at our calendar and get, artsy with where we want to put the 3 hours or 2 to 3 hours a day, right? Being a UGC creator, I always recommend the more time that you can spend, right, building your UGC business, the better, because the more that you can get done. So, I mean, you wake up for the day, say that you go to bed, you wake up for the day and get ready for your job around here, right? So wake up and get ready. And this could be Monday through Friday, so that time is blocked off. And then you can go in and kind of do your own thing depending on your schedule for personal. If there's anything like that, there's extra, like, hey, you have to bring your kid to soccer practice at this time, right? Bring kid to soccer, right? Something like that. Monday through Friday, right? And then also you have maybe like, family dinners already in here. Say that like that's like the rest is kind of free time or just errands or whatever. We have to get really artsy now. So what we could do is like say that you allocate 2 hours from 5 to 7 p.m. to UGC, right? That's when we'll go in and we'll actually create a UGC calendar. Create other calendar, create a new calendar, and we'll call it UGC. Create calendar. See is now created, and it's down here in this corner in orange. So I want to block off 5 to 7 p.m. for UGC tasks only every single day. So that's when we're going to put it on the UGC calendar, and we're going to put it as Monday through Friday, right? So this is how you get like very, very organized, where every single day is kind of predictable, and you can block things off using this kind of a creator calendar system. We can get more specific. On top of your UGC time every single day, when you clock in, you could be like, okay, I want to do this time today. I want to do, outreach, right? I'm going to reach out to brands by hand. And then this time I'm going to like create and film videos, right? Something like that. Your kid's still at soccer, right? Maybe you pick up your kid from soccer at this time, whatever it may be. And then also if you have extra time, like say that on like Fridays, you get home from school early, right? As a teacher, what you can do is get creative and, move things around, split this up if you can, right? So it's all in, how you put it and how you position it. We all have 24 hours in a day, right? So you have to get strategic and creative with your calendar and start getting like type A around your calendar. Now, we have to cover what's the difference between, tasks and what's the difference between blocks. So tasks are actually different than blocks. Blocks, what we've been doing is blocking off time we have to allocate each day to complete a duty, right? An obligation. But a task is something different. A task is something that we literally peel out of our brain to like reduce stress. We peel out of our brain and get it on the calendar, right? So what we could do is like, hey, if you remember, I have to sign that contract, right? What you can do is just like make a task for all day, something that you have to complete today, or make a task for like, later in the day, like, hey, during this time, I'm going to be, answering email. I have to answer an email from brand, right? Like you have to do that today. It's just like random things that come up and make you feel overwhelmed. We have to get them back on the calendar and put them on here so we can make sure that we're completing them. Another task could be like taking supplements. That's a personal task, right? signing a contract for a brand, checking your email, like more things that like are little things that take maybe under like 10 minutes. They take like maybe 5-10 minutes, maybe a couple minutes at the tops, right? Where, they're not necessarily big enough for a block where we're sitting down and getting things done. Excuse me, they're just a little task. For UGC can be anything like filming UGC, right? Filming UGC this day for XYZ brand, right? Another could be like editing UGC, right? Another one could be, putting together your portfolio, adding videos to your portfolio, filming, scripting. Those are great examples of blocks for UGC. And if you put them in the UGC, right, make sure that you put them in the UGC calendar to just make everything organized. Because if you really look on this side of the calendar, if you take off this, if you're like, I want to see my personal tasks right now, right, you can just take it off and you can like organize it like that as well. And if you just want to see your professional tasks, you can see as well. It's very, very cool. Remember that there should be no pressure around this. If you feel overwhelmed even putting this together, first of all, it's normal. It'll take a couple weeks to get used to the system. But then after those couple weeks, like adjusting to this, you'll realize that your life will change. You'll start living off your calendar like I do, and it's actually a good thing because most people like don't organize things like that. And when you don't organize things like this, that means that's when like things start to slip by. That's when you attend meetings late, that's when bad things start to happen. So test things out, right? If you want to test out UGC in the afternoon this time, or say that you want to wake up early and finish some things in the morning, right? You can test things out. It doesn't have to be set in stone. What I like to do every night before I clock out, right, is I actually like have a time here where I literally like go back to my calendar and start blocking out certain things that I need to do for the next day, right? Say for even your teaching job, you have to like edit papers, right? You have to get that done. Like you could really use this, put this on your personal calendar or your whatever calendar you choose, right? Not UGC, but so you can get that done, right? So before you clock out every day, you need to plan the next day. Okay, yes, this is UGC time, but what am I doing? What am I doing? Get specific. Okay, I'm sending emails this time. And then I'm also at this time, I'm going to be, sending DMs, right? And then this time I'm going to be filming UGC, right? And then, that's when you can start getting really creative and blocking off, specific tasks within the blocks. To me, maybe like that's not a good example. Maybe that's when you start blocking off like miniature blocks inside the main blocks. Coolest thing about Google Calendar is that you can move blocks around. You need to complete like 15 hours a week for UGC, right? But say that you had something come up, it's a snow day, whatever happened, right? You can just put your UGC up here then, right? And you can move things around, like there's no pressure around your calendar. Make sure you understand you can move things around. You can get creative with that. And that's the cool thing about Google. And that's the cool thing about Google Calendar. You can get really creative with it. So yeah. Hopefully that whole calendar system helped. I know it's a little bit hard to wrap your mind around. If you don't have Google Calendar, I highly recommend download that like right now and start getting used to it. It'll take you like a week to do so if you don't have that already. Google Calendar is really, really flexible and versatile when it comes to like meeting on Google Meet or meeting with Zoom. Things are very, very connectable with your calendar and you'll get the hang of it in no time. So now that you understand how to create a calendar system for yourself and optimize your calendar to make the most out of each day to build your UGC business, let's jump into how to actually organize collabs and batch create content and how to organize that in the back end in a CRM system to help you make the most out of your time when you are doing specifically UGC collabs. So let's jump right in. Hey guys, this is the collab organizer and this is about to like blow your mind on how I do things. So first of all, yes, I've like had many different collabs that I've done with this, but this is also a little bit newer for me, but it has changed my whole like trajectory around creating for UGC and organizing things, and it also really helps with our calendar system as well. So the first thing we need to understand is every time we get a collab, we sign the contract for the collab, right? We're getting things ready for the collab. This is the exact like CRM or the exact pipeline we go through from very, very start to very, very finish of each collab. So that, say that we got a collab, right, just now, and that's when we just press new and we start filling in different aspects of the collab. Start with the brand name right here, and then we just go through all of these and just fill it in. So status, we need to figure out which stage are we on for finishing, for, completing the collab. Are we collecting information, getting all this information from the brand, right? Product information, are we waiting on information at all that the brand promised? Waiting on script approval, right? Are we editing right now? Are we scripting? Are we filming? Are we going through revisions, right? Waiting for the product to be shipped, right? And sent over. Did we deliver? Are we done, right? We have to figure out where we are. Right now, I'll say collect info. This is where we're going to create a new drive folder. I go through this in the course, but you're going to link a drive folder, the due date, the email contact that you're going back and forth over with email, right? We do not want to lose that. Meeting recording, right? When we have these demos and brand calls with the brands, you're going to put meeting recordings in here. Any extra notes any special requests the brand had, what their order was, how many videos and photos did they order from you? Did they pay already? Did they not pay? What did they pay, right? Tracking that down. That's very important. Video notes, right? Any specific notes they have about the videos. And then their website. So once you fill this out, this is a contact in your CRM, a brand in your CRM. So essentially the brand is in the collect info stage. And as you move along through the journey with them, you just literally go on here every day and then just move it forward. And this is heavily integrated into my calendar system because we can block off, we can see which stage each brand is at through the process. And then we can see, okay, this brand needs editing done, right? Okay, the scripts are approved, or the filming is done. We need editing done, right? So, okay, I need editing. Let's edit here so we can get it done on time for Saturday, something like that, So that's they're very heavily integrated. Please integrate them together and use both of these tools to make sure that you can succeed. As you move the needle forward, and you're scheduling off time to complete the brand collab, you're going to be moving the brand contact forward as well. Okay, now we're scripting. After scripting, we're going to wait for the approval. Does the brand care? It depends, right? This is in the notes. Does the brand want a script approval, right? Does the brand not want a script approval, right? Okay, are we filming, right? Are we editing? Did we deliver? Just because it's delivered doesn't mean it's done. They could ask for revisions, right? Okay, now we're on revisions, and then when we're done means that you're paid. You have the money in your bank account, right? When that's done, you'll put it here. And that's it. That's how you organize all of your brand collabs and make sure that we're staying up to date with everything and we're not getting overwhelmed with all of this. Hey guys, let's now talk about negotiation and service delivery. So here's some sales basics that you need to understand. Most creators don't realize UGC is a sales-driven skill. You're not just filming content, you're helping a brand sell their product. Brands aren't paying for cute videos, they're paying for content that drives revenue. And if you understand the basic sales psychology, you'll land more deals and create better content. Sales in UGC equals asking the right questions to a brand and understanding what the brand wants and showing them how you'll solve that problem. It's literally finding where the brand is, where they want to go, and closing that gap between that. But you have to dig on both sides to do that. You don't need to be pushy. You just need to be clear, confident, and easy to work with. Think of every outreach or brand call as a mini sales conversation. And when you start thinking like a business owner or a creator, that's when you stand out. What I tell my students all the time is take off the creator hat and put on the business owner hat. Learning sales makes pitching feel natural instead of scary. It becomes a conversation, not a performance, especially to those who feel uncomfortable pitching, uncomfortable talking about money. Learning sales makes pitching feel natural instead of scary. And then great UGC creators are also great communicators because clarity closes deals. So let's jump into the sales funnel video that will literally walk you through where you're going to take a brand from the very, very beginning contact point, which is like sending that first email and getting that reply, all the way to the end where you pitch them, close them, get paid by them, and get that monthly retainer. So let's jump in. Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the sales process so you can have like a complete overview of like how to turn a brand into a paid collab. So let's get started. So first of all, I'm going to start off by telling you what a sales process is and a sales funnel is. So a sales funnel is literally what takes a brand, right, from cold up here all the way to someone that's paying you down here. So a cold prospect that you're emailing or you're reaching out to that, or frankly, that doesn't even know that you exist yet, and how we're funneling them and contacting them and speaking to them and nurturing them until they get over here, which is to paid, paid collab, a paid client of yours. So let's get started. I'm going to show you two funnels that's going to help you get that way. I'm going to show you two funnels that's going to help you get there. Funnel number one is going to be the right way, and funnel number two is going to be the wrong way that most creators do. So the right way, let's walk through the right way. The right way is when you reach out to a brand with the system that I already showed you, with the email pitch I showed you, and they reply with a positive reply. Chances are, if you use this pitch I give you, you're going to have a higher positive reply rate, right? They reply with a positive reply. Yes, we're interested. Yes, 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 yes. Then they're going to ask you, send your portfolio. And you're going to be like, yeah, of course I'm going to send my portfolio. So you're going to send your portfolio, and then they're going to approve your content. Okay, yes, I like your content. Because at the end of the day, they need to do that to see if your kind of content actually aligns with the brand. And if you're pitching the niche that you're like used to working with, or if you're pitching your correct niche, you shouldn't have a problem with this. Most of your content should align with the niche that you're in, right? And the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to actually pitch a call. Hey, awesome that you like my content. The next step is to hop on a quick 15-minute strategy session where I can break down how I can help you and put together a custom UGC game plan to help you scale your business with UGC, right? Something like that. And they're going to be like, yes. Most brands, 90% of brands say yes. The 10% that say no or ignore you, just do the collab over email. It's not the end of the world. But the brands that do say yes, you're going to hop on a call with them. So you're going to schedule that call. You're going to set a time for them, right? You're going to schedule that call, and then you're going to hop on with them. And when you hop on with them, here's what you do. You're going to walk them through a custom UGC strategy live. So it's literally you're strategizing. You're using your UGC strategy, and you're coming up with a game plan with them on the call live. And then you're teaching them a little bit about UGC. You're consulting with them, right? You're going to show them the game plan. You're going to ask them questions about their current situation, and then you're going to close them. And you're going to close them by offering a custom UGC game plan. And a custom UGC game plan is different than a rate card, because a custom UGC game plan is tailored to what the client needs, and you found out that right here. A rate card is like you're slapping your rates at a brand, right? And they're just going to choose like the first one, the one video one, $200 to just test you out. But you guys are misleading these brands. These brands need more content to test to figure out what's working. You need to offer more. So that's why I don't even offer one video. No one video, right? I offer 2+ videos each. So first of all, every single payment I get is like $400 plus, right? $400 plus. Also, you have the opportunity to charge more. What about $1,000, right? What about a $4,000 one now and a $1,000 one later on when they come back for more? I'll teach you how to help them come back for more. But remember that we need to ask the question also, are you looking for a long-term UGC game plan? Because that will indicate if there's someone that we're going to reach out to later on, or someone that we're going to pitch a monthly retainer to. So we're going to pitch that first collab, however much it is. It actually depends on the quality of your videos and your experience and how you position yourself and how you sell yourself. But as a beginner, say you pitch like a $400 one. Boom, you got $400 instead of $200 like you would have if you pitched a rate card. And then you hop off the call. You complete the collab. You send the brand your videos. You send the brand your videos. And then the brand will either give you some revisions, right? You complete the revisions and then eventually it will become approved. And the right way to go about this is to schedule a follow-up call 2 weeks later, right? 2 weeks later, schedule a follow-up call over email right now to check on performance. Or you tell the brand, hey, I'm going to reach out to you in a couple weeks to see how the videos perform. You're going to reach out to the brand 2 weeks later. You're going to reach out to the brand, and then you're going to pitch another call to talk about the strategy, to analyze it, and essentially to sell them on a monthly retainer. And that's how you do it. And that's how you get a monthly retainer, like a $1,000 plus monthly retainer from a brand, is by instilling trust in the whole entire sales process. And it starts by doing it right. So this is the right way. This is how you should do it. You got the email pitch. You're pitching a call instead. You're providing value. And you're talking to a brand, which is what 99% of creators don't do. And then you're closing them on the call and cash collected on the call. So you're not waiting 5 days in the email to get your invoice, right? You're cash collected on the call before you start the collab. Worst case scenario, you do a 50-50. Worst case scenario, worst case scenario, you do a watermark on the content if the brand just really doesn't feel comfortable. You always protect yourself with that. I usually take all my collab invoices up front. And then after that, you're going to deliver the content. And then you're going to schedule that call and reach out to them like 2 weeks later, 2 to 4 weeks later, see how it performed, and boom, pitch them into another monthly retainer after you hop on another strategy session and dissect the current content and come up with a new angle to continue going. That's how you do it. And then best case scenario is the brand actually reaches out to you for more. Brand needs more, right? They mentioned up here, yes, they're looking for a long-term growth strategy. The brand does need more, and they just reach out to you and pitch it themselves because they like you as a creator. You did a good job with the content that you delivered, right? You're easygoing, you're nice. You did free revisions, right? You didn't charge usage rights. You put usage rights in the fee. So the brand isn't extremely annoyed by you on the content that they purchase from you that has usage rights attached, right? Because you technically still own the content. And that's where it gets controversial. I don't charge usage rights. And I don't recommend anyone do it. Make up the difference in the fee that you pay, and a brand will respect you for that. And that respect, that very respect, might get you to that monthly retainer that you wouldn't have gotten if you weren't less annoying for the brand. So this is the right way to do it. This is the whole entire funnel that I recommend every single creator do, the brand call method. But here's the way that most creators do it. This is why y'all are stuck at gifted collabs or like 2K a month and cannot scale past. And it's because you guys do it the wrong way. You start with a weak pitch. And when I talk weak pitch, I'm talking about a paragraph of fluff. No, I'm talking about an essay of fluff. Y'all are fluffy over here. There's no value in the emails. And when there is value in the emails, hey, I have this idea, this idea, this idea, it's already an essay. And it's a lose-lose because it takes you years to write. And turns out, and then boom, you're only sending 15 pitches every single week. Guys, it's a numbers game. You have to send more pitches. You have to send 500 plus. 500 plus. That's how I hit 10K. 500 plus emails a day, guys. Think bigger. Think bigger. No other coach is teaching you this. So after you send that initial pitch, right? This is what most people do. They'll get a positive reply. The positive replies are rare though, like 1 out of every like 200 or 300. When they do get a positive reply, they reply with their portfolio when the brand asks, my rate card when the brand asks. They'll maybe ask 1 or 2 questions about target audience instead of consulting with them about it like they should live. And then they're going to go back and forth about the rates, brand's going to actually lowball them here. Turns out you're going to be doing a $100 collab instead of like a $300 collab because the brand has leverage here and you're coming to the brand and you're hopping and you're negotiating over email. And the brand's like, yeah, I have leverage. I can lowball her because she wants to make money anyway. I can tell she's desperate. Right? And then you accept it because you want to make money from UGC and you want more experience. So you accept it because you're like, whatever. Right? You deliver the videos. After they send you the brief and everything, you deliver the videos. They have revisions. You complete the revisions, and then the brand, what does the brand do? They completely ghost. They're gone. Right? So you get paid, right? Of course, but you never seen that brand ever again. Y'all, think to yourself right now, how many times has this happened to you? Probably a lot. Or if you're a new creator, if you do it this way, it's gonna happen to you a lot. Don't do it this way. This shows brands that you don't actually care about providing a solution to their problems. At the end of the day, the only reason why we hop in a brand call is figure out their problems. Of course, they need UGC to scale their business. What else? Why do they need that? What have they tried in the past? Dig into their problems and figure out their problems, and the brand will respect you for that. The brand will like you for that. The brand will think that you're an authority for that. And we need to be the authority figure. The brands need to come to us because we are the experts in UGC and marketing with UGC. So once we offer a different proposition and show brands we're an expert, they're going to be asking us, yes, let's have that monthly retainer. They're going to be coming to me. Two of my monthly retainers. Where is it? Both of my monthly retainers from this year so far, I got 2 monthly retainers here in 2025 so far, came from them reaching back out to me. Them reaching out to me. Why? Because I set the whole system up right. Don't set it up wrong here. They're going to ghost you and you're never going to hear from them again. And then later on, like 3 months later, you'll send a follow-up email and you'll be like, yeah, like, how was the footage? Can we do some more collabs? They're going to ghost you because they don't care about you. You didn't build a relationship up here and you didn't show them that you're an industry expert and can provide value in a solid solution. And honestly, you're not even a human being to them. You're an email to them. You have to show that you're a person to them. So guys, that's about it. Hopefully you learned something from this. Remember that this is the wrong way, or excuse me, this is the wrong way here. This is the wrong way. I don't know what I'm doing. And this is the right way. Right way, wrong way. You hop on brand calls and consult. You are an authority figure. You are a doctor figuring out their problems and providing a supplement or a solution or a medication, right, to their problems with their business. We're solving problems. Hey guys, hopefully that video helped and you found value from that. Drop a comment down below if you found value so far from this course. I'd like to hear that, and I see all your comments and I'll respond to a ton. We just talked about the sales system, and we just talked about that you need a brand call. You need a brand call to close high ticket deals. Why? Because you need that trust from a brand by talking to them live, and that relationship that's built live. You can't build a relationship really through like texting or messaging or emailing. It has to be live. Let's jump right into how the brand call is actually structured and the script that you'll use in the brand call. Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to set up a brand call. How, like, what's the pillars in a brand call? What are the steps in a brand call? Like the framework of a brand call, what's the purpose of them? And also afterwards, I will walk you through a live brand call script so you know what to do when you take a brand call. When I say brand call, I mean sales call, which is, I know I mentioned earlier in the course, which is part of the sales process, going from like a brand interested in UGC all the way to a brand that closes on a UGC offer that you have. So let's continue. So there's, let's see, 11, I think, 10, 11. Yeah, there's 11 different pillars when it comes to a brand call. So let's talk about them quickly and go from there. So pillar number 1 is the pre-call mindset. Before you even hop on the call, you need to make sure you're in the right mindset to take the brand call. So remember that you're not selling, you are serving. You're a calm expert, not you go in like a doctor diagnosing a patient, kind, curious, and control. When we think sales, naturally we're like, gross, ew, get away from me. Because a lot of our sales experience in the past has been really pushy, really controlling, really just not a good experience if you think about it. So really what we're doing in this sales call is separating ourselves from the crowd. Sales is actually not a bad thing. Sales is a really good thing because you're closing and serving someone on something that they need, right? An offer that they need. These brands need UGC to scale their business. We have to come off as an expert, as a doctor, and diagnose why. So instead of pushing, push, we're actually going to take a step back. We're going to be the calm, curious, in control. And we're just going to ask questions. We're going to ask questions and we're going to diagnose the problem. Same thing when you go to the doctor, they're going to ask questions to you so they can diagnose a problem and find a solution. When you go to doctors, they're an authority figure. Yes, they got their degree, but also it's because they ask questions that lead to solving problems. The only thing we are doing on a brand call is figuring out where the brand is, where they're looking to get to, take a look at that gap, and try to close the gap. And when we try to close the gap, the only way to close the gap is our solution, which is UGC. That's the point. And brand calls are not complicated. They're like 15 to 30 minutes max, a brand call. So you don't have to go crazy because most companies that hop on a brand call with you already need UGC. The sale is going to be really, really easy. So your mindset needs to be, hey, I'm serving them. I'm not selling them. I'm serving them. I'm doing my very best to make sure I can offer as much value as possible and as much of a solution as possible to serve this brand. So approach this convo with a calm confidence. You're not begging for work. You're solving a real content problem with a custom solution. Your custom solution is your custom UGC strategy that you're going to create for them on the brand call. So pillar number 2, positioning and frame. So when you do enter the brand call, set up why you're here and how the call will go. Let them know that you'll customize everything based on what they need. So this is how you do it live. Hey, Miss Brand. So really how the call works is we'll kind of figure out where you are, where your brand is looking to get to. Take a look at that gap to see if, I can offer, UGC and a solution that could really close that gap and help you, get to where you want to go. Yeah, does that sound cool? They're going to be like, yeah. So it's like a little frame telling you, hey, this is what we're going to do, and not willy-nilly, like going off of script and off of, what's happening. So don't info dump. Do not info dump. Say everything I do is custom. So instead of listing everything I can do, let me ask a few questions. So I only share what's relevant for your brand, right? Is the doctor going to take time to list a million solutions for your tummy ache? Or is the doctor going to ask, educated questions to find one solution for that tummy ache, right? Pillar number 3, connect and dig. So ask about their current struggles, current situation, and frustrations. And this is the emotional goldmine. So go beyond surface level questions. Ask things like, how are you currently getting, content? Are you already working with UGC creators? What's not working with your current situation? Really, we're figuring out their situation and why they're there. And emotionally, they're going to be like, okay, yeah, this is where I am. And it's actually worse than I thought. Pillar number 4, clarify and confirm. Use follow-ups to go deeper. Don't accept surface level answers. Get clear on what's really not working, right? So it sounds like, right, can I ask what's behind that? Why is this so important to you now, right? This proves that you're listening and helps them self-realize the problem. They need to understand there's a problem. So it sounds like, Mrs. Brand, you're stuck with all of these creators and you're doing give collabs with them and no content is really sticking. And honestly, it feels like, and honestly, you mentioned it's because your creators aren't providing quality content. So does that sound about right? Right? You get clear on a problem. We diagnose the problem after figuring out their situation. Pillar number 5, rational reframe. Handle the why not just. So ask why they haven't fixed it already or why their current situation isn't enough so they psychologically can sell themselves on the fact that, hey, they need to change. And your solution is the change. Your UGC is the change. Why not just double down on what you're currently doing, right? Pillar number 6, vision casting. Ask about their goals. Where are they looking to get to with UGC? What are they looking to do with UGC? What kind of UGC do they need, right? What products are you looking to market with UGC? Figure that all out so you can really paint the picture and paint the vision in their mind about how this collab is going to go and how you can solve their problems. Pillar number 7 is really quick, a reality check. Compare their goals to where they are now and let them realize they can't get there without help. Pillar number 8, transition to solution. Tie everything back together with the offer. Say, based on what you told me, I can help you out, right? Just more detailed and custom to their problems. Pillar number 9 is a temp check. Before jumping into payment, check in. After you walk them through, hey, this is the solution I can offer. This is the type of UGC video I would do for you with all of your products that you need to market UGC with. Does that make sense, right? Do you have any questions? Does the structure make sense? Does the structure make sense to you? Is there anything we can innovate on together? Pillar number 10, decision breakthrough. Really, the point of this is like, if need be and they're not closing, we need to shift their mind to make sure that we can. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see I have objection handling live Instagram videos on there. And you can see me do this live, reframe someone's brain live and close them, right? So essentially it's objection handling. Pillar number 11, closed, right? Clarify the next steps, send payment link over, Zoom, and yeah, answer questions and then close them. That's basically it. So the call framework is broken down very simple. You'll start it off by small talk. You can talk about the weather, whatever. Break that ice a little bit, chip at it. Frame the call. This is what we're here to do. Figure out where they are, dig where they're looking to get to, what they need, products looking to market, recap, align custom solution, pitch, and close. It's very simple. It'll take 15, 20, 30 minutes tops. I've done like many of these. And every time I do them, it gets easier and easier. These brands are just looking for your help. That's all. Hey guys, I'm going to be walking you through this brand call script. If you watch the past videos, you'll understand that this is the script that we'll use to take into a brand call. Keep in mind, like, don't say the script word for word. You need to memorize the script so it just comes naturally. And you need to understand the meaning behind what you're asking so it actually hits and you can ask it in your own way that makes sense in the moment. So let's break it down. I'll break down things, blow your mind with this really. And yeah, let's jump in. So the first part of brand call, literally right when you hop on with them, you turn your camera on, they turn their camera on, ask them how they are, right? How are you? You can like throw in a joke, like being boring over here, staying out of trouble. Are you staying out of trouble? They'll be like, ha, 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 yeah, if their camera is off, let them know, like, yo, I can't see you. Sit in it until they turn their camera on. Why do we need the camera on? So we can have that like one-to-one connection. If they keep their camera off, if they prefer it that way, ask them, hey, is it cool if I turn my camera off too? Right? Talk for 1 to 2 minutes, small talk for 1 to 2 minutes, talk about whatever you want to, chip out the ice a little bit, right? And then jump right in. You're going to frame the call. So I saw you schedule a call with me here, Miss Brand, to discuss possible help when it comes to UGC. Is that correct? They're going to be like, yep, awesome. So I'm definitely prepared to share a little bit more about what I do, what kind of UGC I can provide. Now, everything I do is customized, so opposed to going through a long laundry list of every little different kind of UGC I could do for you and be on here for hours. What's probably going to be more appropriate is to first get some context in your brand, what you're trying to do, and based on that, I can kind of share with you only the aspects of UGC, which would be relevant to and useful to you specifically. Do you follow? Awesome. They're going to be like, yep. And then you're going to be like, awesome. This is the frame, guys. This is what frames the call. This is what helps the call not go into like a mess. It's just a straight line, right? Straight line. The goal is to figure out where they are, where they're looking to get to, take a look at that gap, and see what you can do to help them out to close that gap, which is your solution, your UGC. Connection phase, you can just jump right in. So cool, what caught your attention on my portfolio that made you want to schedule this call with me? And they'll be like, yeah, well, and they'll just start a conversation. Yeah, well, I'm looking for UGC, this kind, blah, 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 blah. And then you can take the reins from there, go into the situation. So how are you currently marketing your business so far? If you're looking for UGC, okay, so how have you tried to work with any other creators in the past? How many creators? How did that go, right? Just dig into their situation. And the more that they realize their situation, the more that they realize they have a problem. We need a problem to align a solution to, right? And we sit in the problem We sit in the problem so we can better align the solution to the problem. We need to understand the whole problem. How has past UGC performed for you? How are you looking to use UGC to help, you scale your brand? Ads, organic? Now, I'm just looking for paid ads. Okay, cool. Have you used UGC and paid ads in the past? How did that go? I guess, why do you feel like it didn't do well? Why, right? And we're just jumping right into problem awareness. And you've been using UGC creators for paid ads, right, to generate your, content for the past couple years now. I guess, do you like the results that you're getting, right? If they didn't say a problem, you go into problem awareness and ask these questions. If they do, if you're not finding a problem, you do the 2 truths. Okay. Would you want to keep relying on creators or agencies to scale your brand moving forward? If they say yes, perfect. What do you feel like, about working with creators for your content? Or what do you like about working with creators for your content? Is there anything else you can improve? Boom, that will get them to say, okay, I could improve this. Oh, how long has that been going on for? Just dig. It's like a doctor. A doctor is going to be digging to diagnose. You can ask these questions. How long has that been going on for? That happened in the past XYZ amount of time? Has that had an impact on the growth of your business? How tough of a position has that put you in? Well, in what way though, right? Get the problem out so you can figure out a solution to their problem. Then I guess what's your ideal criteria when it comes to working with someone like me then? Obviously I have to provide a solid UGC that drives conversions, reach, traffic, whatever kind of UGC they're looking for. But besides that, what's the main 3 things that you value and what you're looking for in a strong partnership with a creator? Another thing you can ask them is are you looking for a long-term UGC solution or partner? That's a good one. And then ideal criteria. Then I guess what's your ideal criteria when it comes to working with someone like me then? And then tangible results or goals. And I guess if we're able to help you with UGC, where you're really looking to take your business, get the full picture, guys. Where are they looking to take their business with UGC? This is what 99% of UGC creators don't ask a brand. So if you ask a brand, you'll not only put yourself ahead of every other creator out there, you will impress the brand, and the brand will be like, wow, great question. I've never been asked that by someone before. Thanks for caring for me, right? Are you looking for a long-term UGC growth strategy? Okay, there we go. The question's already in here. Transition. Okay, so from everything you've told me so far, I think I can help you out with UGC. If it's cool, with you, I'd love to dive in and show you how I can do that for you. So there's 2 parts to the pitch. You're going to pitch them, and the pitch is a little bit more detailed, but we'll get through this. So awesome, Mrs. Brand. So far, it sounds like we're, looking to market XYZ products with a XYZ demographic. So specifically for that product, I'll walk you through a couple ideas and examples that I think would work wonders for you. And then what you're going to do is share your screen and show your strategic UGC framework, or the method or the way that you create UGC or plan UGC for them. And you'll walk them through that. I have my strategic UGC framework. You should have already learned that in this course. But you're going to dissect and pick apart the product, the pain points, and the target market the product has, and put it into the strategic UGC framework and show them, walk them through a mini demo and literally blow their mind away on how you create UGC and teach the brand and shift their mindset around this stuff. And then align the video with a type of UGC live with them. Yeah, so I would do, Mrs. Brand, I would do maybe a problem solution for this product to start with, because I really, really think that blah, 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 and that would really resonate with your audience and drive more sales. Do you see how that would work, Mrs. Brand? Awesome. And then do it over and over again for the products. And then make sure that the brand understands, a specific strategy for each product. And this might take a little bit, maybe 5-10 minutes. So you're on the same page and you blow the brand away. Do you see how this can help you generate your results? What questions do you have for me? And then you can jump into your slide deck. So yeah, awesome. I mean, if everything sounds good, I can kind of jump into the pricing, how this works, and we can kind of go from there. Cool. So I really think my XYZ package could work for you to really help with your goal. It'll make sure we add proper variations so we can figure out what's working for your market and dial in on what to help you, right? Help you scale. So essentially, we're not pitching, if you've noticed, we're not pitching a one video package. One video packages should be illegal Why? Because brands cannot test variation with you, figure out what's working if they're one video from you. They need to buy a package. So meaning a package of multiple videos between $300 to $800. You can do 2 videos for $450, or you could do 5 videos for $900, or you could do, there's multiple different packages as a beginner, right? And as a, expert you can do, right? If you're more experienced with UGC, but you got to figure out, it's your choice on what package, but make a package of 2, 4, 3, 5, 10, offer them packages and you'll get paid more per collab. So I really think my ad testers package would do wonders. It's just $600. It's made to just ensure that we find a winner, generate ROI, and help you figure out your long-term growth strategy and content angle to scale. Yeah, that's it. Right? That's how you pitch it. And then you shut up. You don't say a word and wait for them to reply and agree. Reply and agree, or reply and ask you questions, and then you answer the question and shut up and wait for them to ask another question. And then you shut up, answer it, shut up, and then you wait for it's like you don't say anything because you don't want to babble and you want a straight answer. Hey, let's do this. And when you're straightforward, you will get paid. Enter the brand, wait for them to just agree with it. Cool. So the next steps here is to take care of that $600 investment. I'll draft up the contract and send it over via email. Once done, I'll start planning, scripting, filming, and editing, getting everything filmed by, next Wednesday for a smooth delivery. Does that sound good? Cool. So you send the payment link in the group, in the Zoom chat, or you just drop your PayPal, say, yeah, we'd prefer to take care of it at the beginning. A brand will pay you on the call. If, first of all, you set up the call correctly. The brand has access to your, Instagram. The brand has access to your YouTube and TikTok. You've built maybe a small brand for yourself, or you've built things that show that you're credible, or you add things to your portfolio that show you're credible. You don't have to be an influencer. You don't have to have 1 million followers. You don't even have to have 10,000 followers. You don't even need 12 followers. All you need is trust from the brand. If a brand doesn't pay on the call, they don't trust you. And you need to make sure you hit them with content and hit them with things about yourself. You make sure you're asking the right questions so they do trust you at the end of the call to pay you. Worst case scenario, if they don't want to pay you up front, a lot of brands don't actually like that. A lot of brands are okay with it. A lot of brands don't like that. So what you can do is you can just say, hey, yeah, let's just do 50-50, 50% up front here and then 50% after the collab. Just keep it fair like that. If they don't even want to do that, say, yeah, I'll deliver the footage with a watermark. And then once I get that payment, I'll just send it over without a watermark. Right? Something like that. Either way, you're still getting the deal, just a couple weeks later if you're doing a collab, or a week later, whatever. And that's how you do the script. Hope this helped. Hi guys, welcome back. Some important reminders to remember as you're doing brand calls is running a business. Some important reminders is that running a business means you need to know how to sell. NEQ stands for Neuro-Emotional Persuasion Questioning. It's not about pressure, it's about understanding. And the goal is to make the brand feel heard and understood and safe, investing in you. They need to trust you. Don't pitch right away. Ask questions that uncover the brand's actual pain points and actual desires, and that's how you figure out what to pitch them. So let's jump into the top 5 objections and how to handle them. So these are objections. If you're not familiar with the word objection means when a brand tells you at the end of the call for a reason why they cannot close, and it's a limited mindset that they have. And what you have to do as a saleswoman or salesman is to shift their mindset. So essentially, objection number 1, can we do a gifted collab first, then do a long-term partnership after? I'm pretty sure a lot of us have gotten that gifted collab objection. So let's jump right into how to solve it. Can we send you the product first and see how it goes before a paid collab? You. Totally get wanting to test things, Mrs. Brand. Can I ask, when you've done gifted collabs in the past, were you able to drive sales with those videos? No, because from what I've seen, gifted creators rarely deliver ad level content. So is your goal just to collect content or actually use this to scale? Yeah, well, we usually get a few videos back, but honestly, they don't perform that well. We just like to test creators before committing. Well, that totally makes sense, Mrs. Brand. You want to protect your budget, but can I ask you something? If someone looked at gyms for 6 months but never actually stepped inside, would they ever get a result? No. So if gifted collabs haven't brought you ROI before, what makes you feel like this one would be different? Because I create performance-driven UGC with tested hooks, call to actions, and strategy built in, like I just showed you. So if we start strong, even with one paid video, you'll know quickly if it's working. Would it make more sense to test something built to win or just test to see what happens? Then I want to test ads to win. Yeah, that does make sense. Let's just start with one and go from there. An objection is a limited belief. You have to shift the brand's mindset. It is your duty and your service to shift the brand's mindset. If not, you are doing the brand a disservice. So remember that. They are better off with your help, and you have to believe that, and they have to believe that, and you have to make sure you help them believe that. So let's jump into objection number 2. Your rates are too high. We worked with other UGC creators, and your rates are just a lot higher. Yeah, that's totally fair concern, Mrs. Brand. Out of curiosity, how did those past creators perform for you? Did the videos bring in sales or just views? Well, Miss Brand, most brands come to me after paying less, only to find the content didn't move the needle. So for you, is it more about keeping the cost low up front or getting a return in the back end? Yeah, we've got views, but not many conversions, but our budget is still kind of tight right now. Gloria. Got it, Mrs. Brand. That's exactly why I don't recommend low-budget UGC. So let me ask you this. If someone offered you a $500 Ferrari to drive across the country, would you trust it to get there? No. Why not? Because it's cheap. Exactly. Cheap content often costs more in testing, reshooting, and missed sales. Would getting a video that actually makes your ad budget go further be worth investing in? Yeah, let's do it. What are your package options? We just reframe their mindset from limited belief, which is their concern, hey, your rates are a lot higher, shift their mindset to why your rates are high, and it's better off than purchasing content from creators that actually have high rates. Objection number 3. Can you do commission only? We're only offering commission-based pay right now. Would that work for you, Gloria? Totally appreciate the performance angle, Mrs. Brand. Can I ask, do you currently have a funnel or sales system in place that's proven and converting well? Because commission only works if the systems are already performing. Otherwise, it's risky for the both of us. Well, we've had a mixed results with creators. We want someone confident enough to back their content by their performance. 100%, Mrs. Brand, but the reason I charge up front is because I do back my content just differently. I built ads that paid for themselves in 40 hours, like I showed you earlier, and the risk of commission only means that I can't give you a full strategy or time, which hurts the result. So what if we did one test first and just see how it goes? And maybe we can add in a performance bonus or retainer from there. Would that be a fair starting point? Yeah, let's do it. Another mindset shift. Objection number 4. We're focused on influencer partnerships, not UGC creators at the moment. Pause. Guys, we all get this 4 times a day. Let's be real. Got it, Mrs. Brand. Can I ask, what's the main KPI you're optimizing for with influencers? Is it reach, sales? Because I've found that UGC and influencer content serve different goals. One builds hype and the other converts cold traffic and customers. So let me ask you this. If influencers bring people to your front door, who's convincing them to come inside and buy? Because reach is one thing, but who's turning that attention to real ROI? Not really. We've seen reach, but conversions have been inconsistent. Right, and that's super common. Influencer content is often too polished for ads. UGC is made for paid performance. So what if you kept the influencers on the top of funnel and let me test one UGC asset for retargeting or bottom of funnel conversions? Wouldn't that give you both sides of the coin? Sold. And the final objection, keep in mind, guys, you can pause and recite these and practice these so you're prepared for your brand calls. This is a really, really good idea. But objection 5, we have another creator who charges way less. Why should we choose you? We've been working with a creator who does it for half of your rate. Why should we switch? Totally fair question, Mrs. Brand. Can I ask, how many of their videos are you actually using in ads right now? Yeah, well, we use Sarah. She's super cheap, and we have been using her for a while. Okay, because what I hear from brands is they went with a cheaper creator, then had to pay double to reshoot with someone who knew how to script for conversions. I guess my question to you, Mrs. Brand, if you needed surgery, would you go with the cheapest surgeon or the one that's most likely to get results? So when it comes to your content, what matters more, price or performance? Performance, but we haven't actually used most of the videos yet. They didn't quite fit our ads, but they were affordable. Exactly. Sometimes the cheapest content ends up being the most expensive. I work with teams that want less content but better results. If I gave you a batch of 3 videos that outperform the last 5 you tested, would that justify the rate difference? Yeah, that would be worth it. Let's give it a shot. Guys, we're literally just making sure it makes sense. Hey, this is how, Mrs. Brand, you still can get an ROI from the content that I provide. They just don't see it. You have to help them see it. So let's talk about when to charge and when to change your rate. So I recommend starting at $200 to $300 per video. Guys, stop discounting your rates. Stop signing up with those platforms or apps that are only paying you $50 for a collab. Like, that's insane, and don't even start with that. Start at $200 to $300 a video. Offer packages like this, like 3 videos for $450, 5 videos for $800 to avoid small collabs. Always make sure every collab is like $450 plus if that's the lowest package that you offer. You don't offer anything else. If a brand asks you, hey, can we do 1? Tell them we can do 3. And they only have one choice, 3, right? Remember usage rights? Usage rights are your choice as a creator. If you want to charge usage rights monthly, like, that's okay, you can do that. But I actually personally don't charge usage rights, but add the fees into the payment up front. So for example, if I'm charging for a one-time collab for $200 for a video, and there's usage rights, right? I'm just going to put usage rights in there. So it's going to be like $300 or $350. Remember that you can really pitch what you want and what you feel comfortable with. Remember that most that come back for monthly retainers will only come back after an amazing first collab. Amazing, not good. Amazing. Gloria, how do we make it an amazing collab? Good question. That's when we focus on solid videos. Are your videos actually good? Right? People are gonna come back for more if your videos are good. It's the same thing as going to a restaurant. The restaurant have amazing waitress and communication. The restaurant could have amazing diner, right? It could have amazing building, amazing service, quick food, right? But if the food's trash, you're not coming back. And that's what a UGC video is like. Your UGC video has to be good. It has to be good. Otherwise, a brand's not going to come back. And when I say good, it needs to be aligned with the brand's expectations on what they're going to be delivered. So if you didn't align those expectations in the brand call, hey, Mrs. Brand, this is what I'm going to deliver for you. They don't know what to expect, and you're going to get it wrong no matter what. So make sure you align those expectations from the beginning in that brand call. So the brand's like, okay, I expected this, and I like this. I like this. Good, easy communication. It's the same thing as like, okay, you go to a restaurant, but the food is bomb, but the waitress was bad, right? If the waitress was bad, like slow, rude, whatever, had an attitude, it's like a 50-50 if they're going to come back. So make sure, increase the probability of a brand coming back to you. And remember to over-deliver. This is the most underrated. The first collab, I always over-deliver. I add extra photos in there, maybe an extra organic video, maybe raw footage if my raw footage was really good. I over-deliver what they didn't even ask. They don't even expect me to put this stuff in it. Why? Why do I over-deliver? Because it gets them to like me. It gets them to know, like, and trust me so they come back for another collab. I over-deliver and spend a few hours on more content for them so I can get paid for that in the back end. It's a law of reciprocity. Remember that most successful creators play the long game. So let's dive into upsell best practices. How do we upsell brands, right? So first of all, let's upsell images, organic videos, ads, hooks, raw footage, B-roll, etc. Usage rights, if that's your thing. Best time to upsell is when you deliver the content, mention you were inspired to create more content. So in the email, when you deliver the content, say, hey, Mrs. Brand, I was very, very inspired by your brand and I have some other content. How I position is, hey, I usually charge this much for it, but this is just $50 just because I loved your brand so much. And I know this could really help you out. Something like that. This can be on the first collab, or you can do it on a later collab, maybe a second collab, and just go from there. Referrals. Ask the brand after the first collab, and after you get good feedback, do not ask the brand for referrals if they don't like your content and they didn't like you. If the brand knows any other brand or company that needs UGC. Brand owners are connected with brand owners. Entrepreneurs are connected with entrepreneurs. Brands are connected with agencies. Everyone needs UGC. So make sure every single collab is done to your very, very best, because you don't know who a brand knows. After every successful collab, make a note to reach back out to the brand 2 to 4 weeks after the initial collab. Check up on the performance, hop on another call, close them into a monthly retainer. If the first collab went well and the brand stated in the brand call they're looking for a long-term UGC strategy, they may pitch a monthly option and you can take it from there. I've had this happen to me, or a brand actually pitches me a monthly retainer, a 4-figure monthly retainer. A brand pitches me that. That's how you do it. You want the brand to pitch you. You don't want to pitch the brand. You want the brand to pitch you that because they're blown away by your service in the first time. Remember to connect and stay active with your clients on Instagram after they work with you. They will follow you back, most of them do, and your stuff will be on their feed. Every time you post your UGC, they'll be reminded of you. Okay, yeah, Gloria, I forgot about her. Okay, let's email her again. And building your personal creator brand on the side is also beneficial, and it shows brands that you know what you're doing with content and you're good with content. So let's jump into mindset, health, and self-leadership. Remember that your business is a reflection of you. As a creator, everything, like your whole business is you. So remember that you have to carry yourself as a business owner, not a creator anymore, and that's shifting your mindset. So first of all, let's talk about why most creators quit and how to build emotional endurance. Most creators quit when it gets hard and when things don't go as planned. When it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Those are the times you actually need to power through. Failure is when you quit, not when you make mistakes. Remember to take problems, challenges, and have abundance and think bigger over the horizon. Failure is when you quit, not when you make mistakes, guys. Quit. Most creators, when it gets hard, they don't power through. They go back to everyday life. They go back to lecture. They go back to college. They go back to work, right? They don't care enough to keep going when it gets hard. Be the creator. Be the creator. Be in the 1% that keeps going even when it gets difficult. Can you be that creator? And I'm going to admit, some of y'all that are watching this video, you're going to drop off. That's stats. Some of you guys that are watching this video right now are going to drop off and not become successful creators. But don't let that be you. Keep going. If it was easy, everyone and their mom would be a UGC creator. So let's move over to your mindset, how to think abundantly and how to think like a 5 to 10K per month UGC creator.
Hey guys, today I'm going to break down the abundance chart. I'm going to break down the difference between a caged mindset and why it's keeping you at the level that you are, whether that's, a new UGC creator not collecting any deals, whether it's someone that's stuck in gifted collabs, or whether you're someone just starting off. This is really, really good to understand as a beginner business owner. And then I'm going to walk through, the reverse of a caged mindset, which is an abundance mindset, and how we can go about that and how it's going to help you scale your business. I know this sounds like woo-woo already, but I promise you this stuff is very, very, very important. And this is what I wish a mentor told me back when I started my first business. So let's just jump right into it. So a caged mindset, what it means is that your current perspective is caged, right? It means that your current perspective is not moving and you can't see beyond the horizon. I like to use the analogy of a horizon, saying beyond the horizon. So if you can't see beyond the horizon, you're not going to be able to scale your business because you're not a problem solver. So a caged mindset is these thinking patterns. You use won't a lot. You say, I always fail. Like, I always fail this. I always do that. I don't know how to. That's toxic. What if I mess up? Toxic. Impossible. Extremely limited and caged mindset. I have to wait until, right? I have to wait until XYZ. I have to wait until I, graduate college. I have to wait until I quit my job. I have to wait until I get a job. Wait until there's always going to be a have to wait until. There's always going to be one of those, unless you change your mindset to understand that this is a caged mindset and this shouldn't even exist. All right. This is just the way it is. That's dangerous.
These things never work out for me. I can't do this. I can't do this. Toxic. You don't have enough time. Don't have enough time. I work a full-time job. I don't have enough time. It's caged and toxic mindset that you are stuck in, and that's keeping you in, this loop. They're keeping you in your 9-to-5 loop, keeping you in your, broke loop. If you're broke, keeping you in this loop of the place that you don't want to be. If you keep this mindset, you will continue to be in the place that you are for the rest of your life. I promise you. So what we need to do is expand your vision beyond the horizon. Think bigger. So instead of saying these things, we think bigger. We're going to be asking ourselves, like, what if it does work? Instead of, I'm scared, or I can't, or things never work out for me. What if it does work? That little shift. What if it does work? There's no way out. This is just the way it is. What's another way? It's taking the limited belief that you have and going right around it. It's like going around a roundabout when you're driving. There's something blocking you in the road, and we're going around the roundabout to go around it. That's exactly what this is. We have to figure out and ask the right question when it comes to a problem to get around it, because every single one of your problems can be solved. You have to have abundance, and you have to decipher and understand when you have a caged mindset. Otherwise, you're not going to succeed as a creator. I just can't do it, right? Who can help me do it? Get resourceful. Of course at the beginning, you don't have the knowledge, right, to do it yourself. Who can help me do this? Get resourceful. This side. I can't. How can I? How can I? We're going right around it like a roundabout. How can I? I can't. How can I? It's impossible. What's possible if I try? What is possible if I try? I always fail. I won't do this. I can't do this. Things never work out for me. What's the lesson in this? What's the lesson in this failure so I don't make the same mistake ever again? And finally, my favorite one is, what if it turns out better than I could possibly imagine? And a lot of creators at the beginning of their journey, they struggle with anxiety. They struggle with fear. They don't think that they can make it. Well, of course you can't think that you can make it. You haven't done it before. You don't have the confidence yet in yourself. But you have to ask yourself and stay strong at the beginning when it gets difficult, because you will run into problems and will need to have an abundance mindset instead of a caged mindset. The caged mindset is so small. Look at this. But it seems so big when you're down here, right? When you're in it, it seems so big. But really, if we zoom out, it's so small. You're thinking so small. We have to look at the horizon. We have to look at the horizon. What if it turns out better than I could possibly imagine? That's all you have to ask yourself and remind yourself every day. Remind yourself that question every day. Visualize that every day. The best case scenario. Because delusion is delusion, meaning that fear is actually an illusion. You are delusional if you are fearful. But on the other side, if you are abundant, if you visualize, if you're a visionary, you're also delusional. So it's delusional versus delusional. You can choose your reality. You can create your reality. 99% of people don't do it because they're stuck in a caged mindset for their whole life. It's not just business. It's not just being a creator. It's their whole life. They are stuck in this mindset. They can't change because they can't change their thinking patterns. But I'm exposing this content and this material to you so you can think bigger and become a successful creator. You have to look at the horizon. Every time you ask yourself one of these questions and solve the problem using one of these questions, you will learn and grow more, and you'll gain more trust in yourself. And the more trust that you have, the more confidence you have. And the more confidence you have in yourself, the more that you're going to succeed. And that's just how it is, because you're going to take more action because you have more confidence. So a caged mindset is very, very, very dangerous. And it's something that you have to start identifying through your thoughts. You are not your thoughts, guys. You have to start identifying your caged mindset through your thoughts and then move past the caged mindset to an abundance mindset.
Guys, hopefully you enjoyed that video, and hopefully it blew your mind and you're inspired to think differently. Now let's talk about morning routines, health habits, and energy management for creators. Guys, this is very, very important. This might sound like woo-woo, whatever right now for you, but this is very, very, very important. So don't skip this part. You guys will love this. Remember, first things first,
Waking up is energizing. And I know you guys hear like all that David Goggins and motivational, you see those videos everywhere, but I'm not going to lie to you. I've tested waking up at 10 a.m. I've tested waking up at 11 a.m., at 5 a.m., at 6 a.m., at 8 a.m., but waking up early is always energizing. And I'm talking about 7 a.m. or earlier. I wake up at 6 a.m. personally every day. I think it's a perfect time. It's not too early, not too late. And it's always so motivating and energizing getting up. Once you get yourself out of that bed, once you get yourself out of the bed in the morning at 6 a.m. and you continue with your tasks throughout the day, you'll be like, wow, I'm productive, right? And you'll feel more energy in your mindset and in your life. Number 2, exercise your body so you exercise your mind. What do we do when we exercise our body? We actually exercise our mind to take pain. We're all going to endure pain in our life. It depends on how you take it. You have to keep going and have to develop discipline. The fact that you even get yourself to the gym every day is exercising your mind to do hard things. And being a UGC creator is hard. I'm not going to be the person that tells you being a UGC creator is easy. It is hard and you have to keep going. You have to, and you have to start developing that disciplined mindset. Otherwise, you will drown. And that's the truth. Do something difficult at the beginning of your day to make a great day. That's so underrated. Like going to the gym every morning, or like doing something difficult. Maybe reading is difficult for you. Like picking up that book and just like actually pounding out a few chapters, right? Sometimes that's difficult. Like figure out what's difficult for you at the beginning of your day and complete at the beginning of the day. So your day is like set up for the rest of the day. You did one hard thing. Let's continue to do hard things. And typically hard things are productive. Eat healthier. Guys, this is like, don't let this go over your head. Just like the amount of clarity I get on the days that I'm actually eating food that's good for me is insane. Like there's no gut rot. There's no like bloating in my stomach. It's like everything's so clear in my head, like a minimal brain fog. Guys, this is so underrated. Just eat healthier. Like you can cheat on the weekends. I'll allow you to. Just eat healthier during the week when you work, right? If you work weekdays. Or just start a diet and stick to it. Develop that disciplined mind as well. You know, you don't have to go crazy with eating healthier if it's not something you've been doing, but just step by step, start. Remember that your health is directly correlated to your performance. You need a good performance to build a solid business. The phrase health is wealth, don't let that go over your head either. It's a fact. You are your business. Remember that you have to sharpen your own axe. You have to sharpen your own knife. If you're not in the mindset to get to work, find a way to make it happen. We all have those mornings where I get it once a week, every Monday actually, where I wake up and I'm like, I actually really don't want to work today. I don't want to work today. But you have to figure out a way to make it happen either way. Don't let your emotions or what you want or don't want control you. Stick with the data. The data's telling me if I keep going for another 30 days, I'll get at least 2 more brand collabs. Stick with the data. Get logical on yourself. Hey, this isn't logical for me to think this way. Start thinking rationally. And don't let the irrational and emotional thoughts get in your way. Consume content that is good for you. Stop doom scrolling. Guys, don't let this go over your head either. Doom scrolling is brain rot. I am caring for you by telling you you need to limit it. No more than like 30 minutes a day. And start like incrementally taking yourself off of that brain rot. That's horrible for you. Oh, but Gloria, watching videos online help me better with UGC. No, it doesn't. It makes your UGC worse. I promise you it does. What you need to do is when you're scrolling, you need to conscious scroll. Meaning that when you search things up, you're actively looking for an answer. And once you get that answer, you leave the app. You don't need to go back there until you post something. Post more than you consume. Become a creator, not a consumer. Find dopamine from things that are good for you. A while back, I replaced my night Netflix dopamine with a walk at night. Like something about nature is like, it hits me with dopamine for some reason. Or it hits me with an emotion that I cannot place and it's more addicting than TV now. So remember that you can replace your scrolling addiction. You can replace your junk food addiction with things that are actually healthy and become just as obsessed with them. Also, reading is also very important. Some of the top 4 books I recommend is Atomic Habits, Jump by Kim Perrell. Atomic Habits helps you learn how to build better habits incrementally. So it's going to teach you literally how to go to the gym every morning. Jump by Kim Perrell is a great book when you're first starting entrepreneurship and the mindset you need to actually get started. The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. No, it's not just talking about waking up at 5 a.m. It gives a really, really interesting perspective of growing into your best self. I was blown away by that book. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill talks about that one's just chilling. You have to read that. It literally changed my whole life. I'm going to have to read that again, actually. So let's jump into the video of 3 things to add to your morning routine to increase the quality of your morning. Let's go. Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 things you can add to your morning routine to really, really take advantage and make an impactful day. These 3 things I've been doing for the past couple of years now, and it not only sets me up for my day, but it also helps me develop discipline to power through and solve problems. So let's jump in. So number 1 here is visualization. So as soon as I wake up, how I do this is I actually take just a few minutes, not even that long, and visualize where I want to be. So I look at my vision board. I sit on a thought or a future vision. For example, I have traveling here on my vision board and say I really wanted to go to Hawaii or something. I want to go to Hawaii. I close my eyes and really visualize myself, feel myself in Hawaii, feel the feelings I'm feeling while I'm in the car, the windows down, the warm wind in my ear, my favorite song on the radio, right? The ocean. I see everything. I can smell everything. Visualize that and feel that because you get inspired. Visualize where you want to be. Okay, you want to be at 5, 10K a month. What does that look like day to day for you? Are you hopping on a bunch of meetings? Visualize those meetings. Are you working with a lot of your favorite dream brands? Visualize those dream brands. Give yourself a scenario, a sentence to visualize around, and also make a vision board. I have multiple vision boards on Canva where I just rip pictures from Pinterest, and I have multiple vision boards depending on which area of my life I'm working on. For example, the gym, traveling, this example here, money. I just have a vision board. I have a board that's just paychecks coming in and just dollar amounts coming in through my PayPal and Cash App and everything. I just have that screenshotted. I have it up there and I have it in a vision board to remind myself to stay inspired and to make more. Feel what it feels like to have that vision. Because what if I told you anything is possible? I know this sounds cheesy and cliche, but anything is possible, right? What if I told you that? What if you believed that? You would think a lot bigger, hence the last module. You would think of a lot bigger. So let yourself see the picture in your brain. You need to have that picture in your brain of your goal and where you want to go to even get there. Because what's the first thing that we do when we get in the car? We figure out the directions. We can't just drive the car willy-nilly around your neighborhood, right? You're not going to do that. You have to figure out the goal, where you want to go, put it into your map so you can start driving to get there. And this is what visualization is. You got to figure out what that end goal is and what it feels like and what it looks like so you can track it faster. Because it's going to be consuming your thoughts, and your thoughts lead to actions, and actions lead to results. That's the formula. So visualization is number 1. The second thing you can add to your morning routine to really propel your days is affirmations. And before you click off this video because you're oh, I've heard this a million times, listen up because I don't think you've heard this perspective before. Affirmations, they only start making a difference when you feel them and see them true. Yes. Affirmations don't work if you just recite them and nothing goes through your brain. Affirmations only work when you affirm something and you feel it to be true. You visualize yourself fulfilling that affirmation. So for example, I'm so grateful that my income increases every time I'm paid. Those words are a vessel being shot into me, and I feel the emotion. I'm so grateful that my income increases every time that I'm paid. I'm smoothly aligned with whatever I wish, as the universe always works in my favor. Let yourself believe that. Let yourself wrap your mind around that and have abundance around that sentence. What does it feel like to embody that mantra into you? I can achieve anything I desire in life as long as I can see the vision. No matter where I am in life, I will always be completely okay. I know I didn't read all of them, but these are 10 affirmations that I actually recite every once in a while. I have multiple affirmations for different areas of my life, but here are 10 that you can steal from me if you'd like to increase the quality of your morning. And the last one, beware, this might piss you off and it might offend some people, but at this point I don't care, and I'm going to show you what's worked for me and the truth. So the third one is God. Let God in. Let God in your business journey. You don't have to take every burden. You don't have to do this yourself. Let God in. Let him help you. Gloria, how do I let him help me? Trust in him. Believe in him. Pray to him. God will answer your prayers if you fully believe in him. Trust in God to help you and guide you along this journey, because this journey can be tough. So pray to him, surrender to him. So remember to erase all fear. And fear is the enemy. You don't need to be fearful.
Guys, welcome back. Hopefully you liked that video. Those are just a couple things I have in my morning routine that really help me. So please take my advice, adapt some of them, and yeah, you'll see an increase in the quality of your morning. Let's jump into the truth of online money. And remember, it's not always fast, but it is possible. So the truth is, no real, raw, well-earned money comes fast. Anyone that says they make money quick or make money fast online, they are lying to you. Because it takes time for you to learn a high income skill, which is UGC. It takes time to master it. And once you master it, that's when you can create a quality service and make a lot of money from it. You can't master it just in a month. You have to continually take action to master UGC so you can start making a ton of money from it. Perseverance, getting uncomfortable and doing what you don't feel like doing, is always going to be a skill, is always going to be something that you need to understand and need to be able to do, is always going to be something you need to understand throughout your journey. How to avoid burnout and content fatigue, batch videos, stick doing collabs that you truly enjoy, stick with niches you like. There are certain niches that you just hate and you're like, this brand again, but you're just doing it for the money. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Don't cross boundaries or morals. Just make money from brands. That's the fact. If a brand wants you to do something weird that's just like not your cup of tea, you're like, yo, I don't want to be perceived on an ad like this, don't do it. No matter how much you're getting paid, do not do it. I promise you it's not worth it. It's going to be online forever, right? So stay active and stay learning as well. But let's talk about one last thing, which is reprogramming your identity. So remember, you're not just a creator making content, you're a businesswoman or man offering a service that solves real problems. You don't wait for brands to find you. You pitch, negotiate, and close deals like a sales pro. You take control. As a business owner, you set rates, offer custom packages, and create systems to track outreach and follow-ups. You build a portfolio with intention, not aesthetics. It speaks to results, not just looks. You approach content creation with strategy, hooks, call to actions, conversion psychology, and placement in mind. It is strategic. You understand basic contracts, invoicing, taxes, and how to protect yourself. You focus on client retention, not just landing one-time deals. You don't get discouraged by rejection. You use it as feedback to refine your process. You operate with consistency, not emotion, regardless of motivation. You make decisions from vision and data, not fear or follower count. You shift your identity from creative to CEO, and that mindset gets you paid. Remember that the creators down here at $0 to like $1,000 or $2,000 a month, stuck in that loop of like gifted collabs or random one-time paid collabs, versus the creators at $10K a month plus are thinking differently. You have to adopt the business owner mindset to hit $10K per month. There's no other way to get there. So remember, you can do this if you actually commit. Most creators don't fail because of talent. They fail because they never fully commit. If you only show up when it's convenient, you will only get convenient results. Fact. Commitment means taking messy action even when you're unsure or uncomfortable. Let me say that again. Commitment means taking messy action even when you're unsure or uncomfortable. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent and learning faster than the average person.
Every time you choose discipline over doubt, you build proof that you're becoming her or him. You don't need motivation, you need a decision. Decide this is who you are now. You can decide who you are. You don't have to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. I promise you. You are a business owner now. Stop saying I'll try and start saying I'm doing this until it works. Stop asking, hey, when will I hit it? No. How about I'm going to do it until I hit it? The people who win in this space aren't the most talented, they're the most locked in. There's no backup plan when you become the plan. And remember, money loves speed and money loves to be spent. You have to invest money to make money. And remember to put both feet in and do not look back. The creators that put both feet in and don't look back always win.
Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that masterclass. If you made it this far, it shows a lot about your character and what kind of UGC creator you're about to become. If you want access to all of the resources from this 4-hour course, I've got a free school community where everything lives. So if you're serious about leveling up, I'm serious about helping you get there. The link is in the description and I'll catch you in there.